Following video is brought to you by the Hourly Creations Patreon page. Help support creative endeavors by becoming a patron today, or by simply subscribing to this YouTube channel. Your support is appreciated. Hello and welcome to the very first Foggle and Friends lore-accurate cook-off. I'm your host, a guy in a trench coat, and today we are going to be using D&D adjacent rules to figure out who among my personal friend group is the best cook. Starting off, we have Finn here, who has very little experience cooking, but wanted to be here anyway. Say hi, Finn.
Hello, chefs. I'm here to present my best meal, and I hope you'll be impressed.
That's good to hear. Next up, we have a guy whose most thorough experience in cooking is taking 10 pounds of ground beef and cooking it in a pan until it is done. Thomas, say hello.
This is so good. Oh, hey. Wait. This is cook-off?
Yes, this is the cook-off thing that you signed up for.
So I shouldn't... I'm kind of munching. No, I'm gonna put this down quick.
You don't eat the ingredients. You're gonna need those.
Oh. Fuck. Hi, yes, Thomas Reed. I once grilled chicken with an air fryer, which sounds normal, but once you pull up the image, awful.
Now, the way this works is, food is expensive right now, and I do not believe in food waste. So, instead, we are going to be using D&D adjacent rules and a lovely program called Magma Studio to excuse me, to essentially test the cooking abilities of my friends here. And I went to take the liberty of making lore-accurate D&D monster cards for each of them, flashing those on screen now. And using these stats, we will determine how well our people can gather ingredients, how well they can put those ingredients together, how well they can cook those ingredients, and how well they can present those ingredients. And the presentation is going to be based off their artistic expression, hence why we are using this illustration program right now. We are going to be basing this off rounds, and each round is going to be specific to a type of food. Round 1 is going to be breakfast. So, they'll have to go in and try to gather the ingredients for a good, hearty breakfast and present it as if they would eat it. And then, round 2 is going to be based around lunch, and round 3 is going to be based around dinner. Are you guys okay with all of that?
That sounds excellent.
Alright, getting off into round 1, I'm going to need both of you to roll initiative to see who gets the first turn.
Oh!
6.
18.
Alright, so Finn is going first. Alright, now, due to budgetary limitations, most of this is going to be theater of the mind, which I think is fine, because we all have pretty active imaginations.
Oh, yeah.
So, as of right now, both of you are standing in the kitchen cooking area. You have access to a stove, and a walk-in sort of freezer with a bunch of baseline ingredients. You are allowed to leave the studio to collect more exotic ingredients from various locations. Finn, what would you like to do to prepare your breakfast?
First, do I get one ingredient right now, or do I get to prepare everything?
So you're in the gathering phase, so you're collecting your ingredients. You're not preparing them yet.
Okay, first things first, I'm gonna look for a can of beans. Ideally, pork and beans.
Alright, so pretty much within one of the cabinets near the stove, you do find a can of baked beans in there. Is that what you're looking for?
That's exactly what I need.
Okay, there is not a pork and beans can either, so you may have to source out another
That's
ingredient.
fine.
And Brent, when did you get here? What is this man in the studio?
Oh, hey, Brent.
Hi. I may or may not have been so busy playing Skyrim that I completely forgot we were doing this.
Oh my god, bro.
And a new challenger approaches.
Just to check, Zen, are you supposed to be streaming your dice and your music just for us, or is that on the video?
Shit. Wait, no, yeah, you're just seeing the music right now.
I can see the dice when you roll it, though.
Correct, yes.
But that's okay.
That should be fine.
Okay.
It's not your doing, Zen, but ever since that one session where you were accidentally muted on your recording the entire time, I've been hyper vigilant just in case that shit never happens
don't
again.
fucking remind me, because I am still pissed. I'm still pissed about that.
I feel like that was such a great session too.
Right,
Like,
we're not dwelling on the past right now. We're not dwelling.
I mean,
What's
that
your
didn't
next
happen, that didn't
ingredient?
happen. Next ingredient. I'm gonna look for some pork sausage.
Pork sausage. Okay, that'll be through the walk-in.
Okay.
Let me just roll something here. Okay, so you get in, and there's actually quite a selection of different sausages. You have pork, beef, Italian smoked sausage. What specifically are you looking for?
I would say some pork would be perfect. That's all I need. I'll grab, like, if there's just, like, a big tube of meat.
There, you get like one big, around 12-foot long tube of meat
Of pork.
from the walk-in fridge. Yes.
Meat. Tube. Okay. Next up, I'm looking for, any kind of, whole grain, like, nut bread.
Whole grain nut bread.
Bro said lorem ipsum.
Alright, so, you do find a whole grain, nut bread in there. I assume, are you taking the loaf from the studio?
I'm taking, okay, are we making one meal for, like, one judge? Like, so those judges can eat
Yeah,
this?
technically I'm the judge, yes.
Okay, so I don't need to provide for, like, more than just you.
You're not cooking for more than one person, no.
In that case, I will take 2 slices of the bread, if it
Right.
is already cut.
2 slices? Alright, it is not cut. It is an artisan whole grain loaf. I'm gonna need you to
Okay.
roll a sleight of hand check to not
artisan.
to cut it.
That's perfect. I wanted artisan, you know, This is just like real life. My sleight of hand, I'm not proficient in it, so I have a dex, it's my dex plus nothing, which is 4 total.
So you got a 4? Okay, you cut some like pretty uneven slices there. In fact, one of them actually crumbles to pieces as you're trying to push the knife through, so you only get one usable slice.
Okay, but is it okay?
It's the one slice is okay, and unfortunately I'm gonna have to push you on to getting your next ingredient.
Okay, so I imagine that loaf is in dire straits.
The loaf is kind of beat up, I'll be honest.
This is exactly what happens when I get bread that's not pre-cut. 1 slice of artisan nut bread. That should be okay though. And the last thing I need is like a potato. Oh shit, no. Cooking oil. Can I get potato and cooking oil? That's all I need.
All right, those are your last ingredients. I'm gonna roll
Yeah.
2 things here.
Oh, and butter. Can I get butter along with the cooking oil, or is this gonna be in the cooking phase?
So
And seasonings as well. Like what?
the seasonings, I'm gonna be generous. You can add those in the cooking phase. You don't have to gather those. So unfortunately, the only potatoes you're able to find within the studio are like small little cutie potatoes. They're not like russets or anything. They're like little Yukon Golds.
Okay, how many of those little shits do I get
6.
if I look around? I get 6 of them. Okay.
Yeah, 6 little mini potatoes.
Mini. We got, you know, my dad grows potatoes in the backyard. The little shits, the small ones, they're good. They're good, I'll tell you what.
Alright, and then last ingredient is some cooking oil. You have your option of olive, vegetable, avocado oil, butter, or lard.
Oh, we're going all in with the lard.
Lard? Okay. And then that is also from the studio. You are
This
choosing
idiot's
that.
going with the lard.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, so
What'd you say?
Alright, so that is your ingredients for your breakfast listed out. Thomas, it is now
Guys,
your
you're-
turn. What are you looking for?
First things first, I want, let's say 3 eggs. Or at least eggs of any kind.
Eggs of any... I don't need this one. Alright, so you're able to find a few different eggs within the studio. You have pasture-raised, farm-fresh, and cage-free. Which do you pick?
Farm fresh eggs.
Alright, farm-fresh? Okay.
Good choice, good choice.
I'm on the look for that sausage.
Alright, you're looking
I
for...
took all the pork meat.
Fuck off, you did not take the sausage.
I took all the pork meat.
Oh, you asshole.
Okay, so you're getting into the walking fridge, and you're kind of having a little bit of trouble kind of like feeling around for a good hearty sausage. I'm gonna need you to roll an investigation check.
That's
Feeling around for the hearty sausage. Okay, I
That
said I
would-
took the whole tube of meat, but like,
That'd be a 15.
Alright, 15. Okay, so you're able to find like some, you're able to find like one thing of like smoked sausage in there. It's like a smoked with Italian herbs.
Oh, I'll take that, yeah.
Alright, go ahead and mark down Italian herb sausage.
Is this what you need?
Shut up, it gets the idea across.
Italian herb sauce. It's like fucking XQC, bro.
Is that what you
bro.
rolled, Brent?
I was gonna bring this up. I have never rolled worse in my fucking life with
Holy
D6s
fucking shit! All right,
ever,
well, all right,
ever.
all right.
These are my genuine rolls. I did not give above a 13.
Excited.
Your rolls have been off recently, buddy.
I know. I'm
Remember last
aware.
session?
And then
Did-
Plobin gets nat 20s every other fucking round, every other roll.
Jesus Christ! Like what demon did Plobin suck off to get nat 20? Yeah, this is not important. All right,
was
so
me.
I sent you a link, Brent. Here, hold on.
Saw.
All right, Thomas. What's your next ingredient?
I like to go over to the artisan bread.
Artisan bread. Okay, the loaf is a bit mangled, but you think you can salvage a loaf, not a loaf, a couple slices from this. How many slices are you taking, and can I have a sleight of hand check with it?
2 and sleight of hand check. What is the modifier for that, please?
That should be Dex.
Dex? Thank you.
I hope you don't.
Dirty
expect
20.
me to draw.
Oh,
got a
we
20?
do.
A dirty 20?
Dirty 20.
Alright,
Yep.
so in spite of the utter brutality that Finn caused onto this loaf, you're able to get 2 fairly nice slices of artisan nut bread.
And the potatoes are gone. You know what? Fuck it, we ball. Are there any tomatoes?
Well, let's find out. Okay, so you're able to find, like, a couple, like, fresh tomatoes and a couple canned tomatoes. Which one are you looking for?
Fresh tomatoes.
Alright, so, yeah, you're able to collect...
I just need one.
Alright, yeah, you just grab, like, one hearty, fresh tomato out of a little basket of fruit.
Perfect.
Alright,
That's all I
and
need.
is that all the ingredients you want?
You said that the cooking oil I need to grab now.
Spices are going to be available in the cooking phase. You can grab the cooking oil now just to make it easier on yourself.
Let me grab that butter.
Alright, you get yourself a nice little butter dish right there next to your workstation.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Can I get a layout of this kitchen real fast?
Alright, so each of you has your own like little cooking area, like a stove. There's a few cabinets like around the stove with extra ingredients, and there's also a walk-in fridge. There is also an exit door.
Okay.
I just fucking leave.
I leave.
I have free will.
I'm
I
gonna-
will. I leave and. go
And
to
never
bed.
come back. Never come back. I would like to open the fridge and
Alright, so
take a look at what's inside the fridge.
Getting into the walk-in fridge, there's a various selection of like cold cuts, drinks, some like smoked cured meats as well. Lots of vegetables aplenty here.
Do we have any? So this is a breakfast, correct?
You're making a breakfast food right now, yes?
Do we have any eggs in
Um,
this fridge?
so there are eggs. Okay, you find 1 carton of eggs in there.
Okay, I'm gonna take the eggs.
You're just
And
gonna
I'm gonna go.
take
I'm
the
gonna,
whole carton?
I'm gonna scramble.
Yeah, you're not in the
about-
cooking phase right now. You're in the
Oh, okay.
ingredient
okay.
collecting phase.
I'm gonna grab 4 eggs.
4 eggs.
I'm gonna grab beer.
It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah, okay.
No, that's so real. Okay. Cheese.
All right.
Where would I find cheese at? It'd be in the fridge, correct?
You can find cheese in the fridge there.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a wide selection of cheese there. You have anywhere from a nice aged Gouda to a nice sharp cheddar. There's pepper jack. None of it is pre-sliced. It's all like big honking blocks of it.
Right. I was gonna be like, where's my shredded? You know,
Alright.
in
So if
the
you
fucking medieval times.
if you want to shred the cheese, that is going to be a skill check.
Yeah.
Would you like to shred cheese?
I am going to take some nice sharp cheddar, and I am going to shred.
Alright, give me a sleight of hand check as you try to, like,
Oh,
rub
brother.
Your
the
spellings are kind of
cheese.
making me
Oh,
laugh right now.
brother.
Hey, it's the idea cross, man.
Italian herb and artisan.
Or tomato.
That's
L3.
That's a big fat five on that sleight of hand check.
Alright. So you're able to, like, grate a fair amount of cheese in there, however you did kind of, like, scuff up your hands on the grater a little bit.
Oh, you get some blood in that cheese?
Yeah.
Add some texture. It adds some texture.
Add some texture, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask you to take 1 point of
Blood.
damage.
Bloody
Blood cheese.
Well, he's got his cheese
Bloody
shredding in there. He's got like some of his
The blood trees.
skin and like his like upper layer of his like flesh shredded into his cheese.
Twink flavor.
Oh, yummy.
Yummy. Yummy.
Okay, I take 1 bludgeoning.
You take that would technically be slashing, I think.
No, slashing. Okay. I might die.
Piercing as I stab him in the back of the head with my knife.
Question, okay, so the other guys are like at 17 health. What's your health pool at?
12.
Okay, that's not horrible.
I just made a level 1 character on D.
That's fine.
That's what I did. I'm gonna go look at the bread options. I know you said something about the bread having been really torn through already, but
No.
Alright, so
maybe there's
right,
a chance I can find something.
so
decent.
right away on the counter, you notice there's a kind of mangled artisan nut bread that the other guys clearly have taken from already. As far as like the other cabinets goes, you have a few other like basic sort of white breads. There's a wheat bread in there too. You think there might be a sourdough in there too, but you're not quite sure yet.
See, I'm thinking some toast here. So, we're gonna get some white because white is usually the best toasted.
All right, the white bread.
Do I need to toast the bread now?
No,
Or would that be later?
That would be in the cooking phase.
Okay.
So, the white bread is pre-sliced, so you're able to like divvy out 2 little basic slices of white bread. So go ahead and add that to your thing.
Thank God it's pre-sliced, or otherwise I might have died.
I made myself vulnerable to bludgeoning and slashing damage just in case I cut my finger.
Fucking poison and psychic. If y'all fuck with me, I am over.
Technically, Brent has an advantage for coming in late because he didn't go through the normal setup.
Yeah, but he's also not immune to fire damage, so...
As I light this fucking... What's flammable in a kitchen? Like, some sort of oil?
the gas, baby.
Yeah.
Fucking propane oven.
Dude, I'm gonna go go grab the lighter and just fucking stick it down Finn's throat.
I'm immune to that shit, I'm fine.
Oh, then I'll stick it down Thomas's throat. I'll kill
Hey,
one
hey,
of
hey,
you,
hey,
okay?
hey, hey. I am not coming after you.
Technically, if you think about it, I win if both of you are dead.
Hey.
Okay, so for my next item, God, what would be good?
It's hard making a balanced breakfast, isn't it?
Oh, I put a
Well,
shit on your
so I'm
table.
thinking like my thought process here is like egg sandwich, right? But I think that I need like a side. It can't just be an egg sandwich.
There's no rule
I'm
against
trying
it.
to think of. Do we some potatoes? I'm gonna do some hash browns, so I want to get some potatoes and
Okay.
cut them up.
Unfortunately, you're kind of like looking around quickly, and it looks like Finn took all of the potatoes within eye line. So, unfortunately,
Of course he did.
you're unable to get potatoes right now, unless.
I'd like to take a knife and shank Finn. No, I'm
Okay,
kidding.
go ahead and roll to attack.
No.
Again, I will reiterate, you can leave the studio to try and like get ingredients. Or you can steal the ingredients off one of your opponents.
Or you could ask, you know?
I will leave the studio and go procure some potatoes.
Just to go to my farm.
Alright, so, you have a couple options. Right away, right outside the studio, there is a pretty well-stocked grocery store market that has a bunch of like different ingredients like readily available in there for purchase. As well as there is a shady alley with a couple people just sort of like wearing like very like concealing clothes, just sort of like walking by, looking over their shoulder, and then just walking down the alley, hoping not to be followed. As well as there is a big, there's a big, relatively healthy sort of like forested area nearby as well. And it looks like the forested area has like all manner of life inside of it.
I'll go to the market.
All right, you go into the market. And yeah, just looking around, you're able to find the potatoes pretty well quickly. They are going to be around 10 gold.
Good thing I gave my character gold.
Yeah, how much gold are we supposed to have?
Oh shit!
Cause
Apparently I didn't put my gold in there. I just did my starting equipment gold, so that's how
was
I
that
did
like
it.
10?
It's 125.
125.
Yeah, for fairness, you two also have 125 gold.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
We'll keep track of
Okay.
that here.
I mean, it would be kind of weird to be chefs and not have money, right?
True. Gordon
So-
Ramsay is financing this.
And then once I buy my potatoes, because my coworkers are selfish freaks, I will go. I'll go back, and I'd like to chop my potatoes, hash in. I don't really know what it's called, but the style that usually you would get with hash browns.
All right, so I'm gonna need you
Reddit
to roll.
again.
I'm gonna need you to roll another sleight of hand check and specify what kind of tool you're using to hash those browns.
Say that again.
I'll grade it. I'm gonna grade them.
All right, and then what's your sleight of hand check?
18.
All right, thankfully you don't bloody yourself on the grater this time, so you're able to get like a good mound of uncooked hash browns.
And then I think for my last item here, I'm going to get some butter.
All right.
Because I need some butter.
Alright, let me roll something real quick. Alright, you're able to find another butter dish here. Inside the studio. Do you take that one?
Yes, I will take that butter dish.
Okay. And is that all of the ingredients you want to work with?
Yes.
Alright. Next we're moving on to the cooking phase, which actually will double as the illustration phase. So I'm going to ask you guys to just basically start drawing your meal in its like presentory sort of fashion.
Okay. We're going.
And and I'm going to roll some stuff in the background here, and that
What the hell?
will determine how successful your cooking stuff is.
Once
why
we
can't I-
draw it, do we tell you how we prepared each like part of the meal?
So that'll go back into what I'm rolling here.
Or like what the idea of like what we're
The idea you can describe the
with you.
idea of what you're doing, but some of this
Okay.
will be determined by what sort of pitfalls hit you as you're cooking,
Right.
and that's what I'm rolling right now.
I feel ya.
Oh god.
No, I shouldn't do that.
No, that.
Okay, I'm not cheating, right? Because I thought this was really clever.
Doing what? Oh no, sure, I'm sure that's fine. Are you talking about like the shape tool?
I'm using the shape tool to make my plate.
Dude, I just made a breakfast that like I want to eat so bad right now.
Okay, Finn, your lard is starting to smoke a little bit there. How do you
Shit.
want to choose to address that?
Ooh.
I take it off the burner for just a moment and
Yeah,
let it
where's
sit.
my
Does it?
lard?
If I look at the pan, does it look like there's something like stuck on there, or like there's something that's causing it to smoke?
It seems like it might be a little too hot right now. Like the lard is starting to like burn a little bit. Of
Okay,
the
I'll
food
turn the
that's in
heat-
there that you're cooking into it.
I'll turn the heat down 25 degrees.
Turn it down 25 degrees. Okay, Brent, you're your cheese, as it's melting, is starting to get kind of an off color there, probably due to the blood that you have inside of it. Is there anything you want to try to do to mitigate that?
I'm gonna do less cheese than I initially planned on, so that it's harder to tell that it's there over the eggs.
Okay, so you're just going to purposefully use less of your ingredient, gotcha?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, Thomas, unfortunately you got hit with the worst effect here. As you're sort of cooking around, you knock a table and your tomato falls off and rolls onto the floor away from you. Do you chase after it?
I chase after the tomato.
Alright.
Get that shit.
Alright,
Get that shit.
So you're just kind of running on after it. Can I get an acrobatics check as you're just like running along the kitchen floor trying to chase after this tomato?
Well, a dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Okay, you managed to pick it up and pick it up off the floor there. What do you do next?
I want to wash it off in the sink.
Alright, that's good. Take time to wash off your ingredients.
Cleanse yourself. Please. Is the tomato? How's the tomato looking?
It's okay. It's not bruised or anything. And you
Oh,
managed
we'll
to
take that.
You managed to like brush off a lot of the dirt that had accumulated.
Okay, can I go back to cooking?
You can go back to cooking, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Finn there, I'm gonna say you're at a stage where you're cutting up the sausage there for cooking. Can I get a sleight of hand check from you?
Yes, sir. Come on. Come on, baby. 7 total.
7 total. Okay. Alright, so your medallions are a little uneven there, but you're able to get like a mostly okay distribution of cuts along the sausage there for cooking.
Okay, it's like not perfect, but it's like enough that I'm like, okay, that'll do.
Yeah, it's a that'll do type of situation.
Okay.
Why is this not working?
Hey Thomas, how are you cooking your bread slices?
I am toasting them in a toaster if that is available to me.
Okay, that is available. However, the handle snapped off. It was a very cheap toaster. How do you choose to get the toast out of the toaster?
Is there a spatula by me?
There is a spatula. There are 2 spatulas.
I like to grab the spatula and flip open the toaster. See what the toast is at?
Flip open
Like
the
what?
toaster.
What does the toaster look like?
It's a standard like top loader toaster.
So sorry, what happened to it? I'm a little confused.
So the front of the toaster, the spring where the little handle is, the handle part of it.
Oh,
snapped
that
off
fell off.
when you went
actually,
to press
can
it down.
Got it. I understand it now. Could I actually take a fork and wedge it? Because there's probably a little bit of like a handle there that it rides on.
So
The metal
you're-
part. I'd like to take a fork and jam it into that one part.
Okay, let's see here.
Fucking die from electrocution. Thomas is dead for the rest of the round.
Here, we'll have you do either a sleight of hand or an arcana check of your choice.
After he's finished, can I clarify to you how I cook my toast? Because I think I have an idea of like a special way.
Yeah, we'll come back.
Or if you want to wait. Okay, can that be my next thing then?
Yes.
I'd like to do a sleight of hand check, please.
Alright, go ahead and roll that.
Uh-oh. 7.
7? Okay, so you spend a little bit of time just sort of fiddling with the front of the handle. A bit too much time, so your toast is like slightly overcooked. But you are able to kind of like bring it up there.
Okay. I will add that to my toast here in a second after I add the pepper to the eggs.
It's gonna make me hungry.
Yeah, Tom's had the smart thing of just eating before this.
Right.
Yeah.
And to eat during it too.
Okay, Brent, how are you cooking your eggs?
They're scrambled. So my plan was to use some of my butter to, butter the pan, and then I was gonna throw my eggs in. Oh, I forgot to get some milk. That's okay. They'll turn out all right.
Okay, so you're just scrambling.
I'm gonna do my normal method of, you leave it on the heat for about a minute or so, and then you take it off the heat and you stir it, and then I'll add my cheese, and I'll add some salt and pepper, obviously, because nobody likes bland
Of
food.
course not.
And I'm assuming that's something that we didn't have to prep.
No, the spices are there. They're there for your
Okay.
use.
And then I put it back on the heat, and continue to stir it and let it cook a little bit more, and then take it off the heat after another minute and stir it up a bit more, and then put it back on the heat until they're really fluffy, and then I will apply them to my toast.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and have you roll after describing all of that. Yeah, this is actually hard trying to find a category for this. I'm gonna say that's probably... I'll let you roll an acrobatics or sleight of hand check of your choosing.
Bro just starts backflipping in the kitchen.
Both +0, so 5.
A 5. Okay, so based on what I rolled earlier for this, you're able to do pretty much exactly that. Your eggs are nice and fluffy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You're able to get what you're going for there.
I also do want to note that prior to doing my eggs, I would have also buttered the pan and used it to toast my toast.
Okay. Alright, well, okay, we'll come back to that. Let me just refresh here. Okay, Finn, you said you had a method of cooking your toast.
Yes, for my toast, I wanted to. Well, can I just say I wanted to lay out 2 pans on the stove, one for the sausage, one for the toast, and I want to have them both be. Can I get? I didn't grab butter during the prep phase. Is butter a thing that I have on hand here now?
Roll an investigation check.
Natural 1.
It is not.
Okay.
Butter is a foreign concept to this kitchen, apparently.
In that case, I'm gonna pour the lard oil in both pans. I will have the artisan bread in there for probably only a minute or 2 minutes before I flip it to the other side, and both sides get seasoned with. Do I have seasonings on hand?
There is a spice rack near you. Yes.
Call me crazy. Both sides get seasoned with a little bit of paprika.
I like paprika.
Yeah.
Okay, so for cooking the bread, I'm gonna need you to roll a history check.
Oh shit.
And to justify the history check, you're trying to time the bread specifically.
Okay.
That's
So my history is my intelligence.
yes.
So total of 13.
13? Okay, you're able to get your timing down pretty well, and there's a nice golden brown layer of crust on the bread after cooking it, speckled with that little paprika dust.
And both sides are good?
Both sides are good, yeah.
Once they're done, if you'd allow me to describe, I want to do something like a follow-up to that.
Yeah.
Once the toast is done, I'll take it out and prepare it, and then I will cut up each of the mini potatoes in half and throw them in the pan to get the residue from the paprika and the lard dust, or the lard oil, to kind of cook it into the potatoes.
All right, I'll go ahead and while you're doing that, we'll come back around. Thomas, what's
Yes.
next? Fuck. Are you doing anything specific with the tomato?
The tomato, I want to do 2 of them. I'm slicing up into thinner strips, and what I'm doing is sprinkling a good heaping of salt on them. I know this brings out a lot more flavor in tomato and less of the harshness. Yes.
Okay, go ahead and
That is it.
roll a sleight of hand check to cut the tomato as thinly as you want.
Oh my god. Fucking 30-20 again. I'm
30-20.
insane.
Yes.
All right. God, it's like a
You
machine.
let Gordon
precision.
Ramsay into this fucking.
Holy shit! I've rolled like 3 19s. Like, I will send photos if anyone doubts.
I do believe you.
All right, Brent, you said you had a specific thing you wanted to cook your toast with, right?
Yes, I would. So before cooking my eggs, this would have happened prior to my eggs. I would have used some of my butter, a little bit of my butter, not a lot, but uh, just enough to like make it so that the
Just so you know, guys, I'm gonna be gone for like 1 second. I'll be right back.
and then I plan on putting the toast on there, and then I'll toast one side, and then flip it over, and then let the other side toast till they're a perfect golden color,
Okay.
and then I will place them on the plate, and then do the eggs after.
All right. Go ahead and give me a history check, just as you're timing out the pan cooking of the toast.
That's gonna be some black toast. I got a nat 1.
You got a nat 1. Okay.
All right, these dice are getting banished to the shadow realm.
I look over and I see just a pile of smoke blooming from Brent's station. I'm like, all right, but
Got Gordon Ramsay, and then we got fucking 3-year-old child who's gonna win.
Okay. Being as which,
Hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby.
being as which Finn is gone right now, we're just gonna go reverse order. Okay. So the toast is a little burnt. Is there anything you want to do to try and fix that? Because this is probably the last round of touch-ups before I'm gonna call it.
Is it like bad, or is it like, does it still look appealing is my question. I suppose.
Unfortunately, it is quite burnt with that roll that you had. This is some black toast is what I'm looking at here.
I mean, I have more than 2 slices of bread, so I would probably try it again.
All right,
I
you
would,
want to try that again?
Redo my toast.
All right, go ahead and redo that then. Give me the same history check for the timing.
Say 12.
All right, 12. This one's a little bit more. This one's a little bit better. This specific slice turned out like more golden brown.
Still a bit of black, I'm guessing.
Not so much on this slice. Are you plating up the burnt loaf or no? The burnt slice?
No, I will go in the garbage where
Alright.
it belongs.
Alright. And Thomas, what's let's see here. Well, what's a final touch on yours that you would like to add?
I pretty much have all that I want. Can I? Oof. I don't think green onions would be good on anything. Give me a second. I don't know, man. I want to leave like options for the individual. But there's butter, there's good seasoning, there's garlic seasoning on everything. I would say, I don't know. I don't think there's anything.
Alright, you think you're relatively okay with your lineup? Alright.
Oh, wait. Could I get a singular garnish of green onion? Just right.
I'm
Can
back
I
whenever you
get
need me.
an investigation check to go look for green onion because you did not prepare it?
Right. That will be a 13.
13. Okay, you're able to find a nice little scallion there. Do you want to, like, cut it up at all, modify it at all, or are you just putting it right there on the plate?
I would like to. Oh, that looks horrible. I like to slice it, but like kind of still keep it together. So if the person wants to, they can break it apart and put it on what they want.
Alright, can I get a sleight of hand check as you go to try and cut this thing?
Oh fuck. That is a 5.
Okay, so you might have
Bloody
crushed,
green onion.
you might have crushed the scallion a little bit, so it's a little bit like
Ew.
deflated and mangled. You probably didn't have like a good like handle on it. I mean, you fortunately don't cut yourself with what I rolled for you here, but that onion is looking a little fucking mangled, I'll be honest.
Shit. Oh, fuck.
Alright, Finn, final touch-ups. What are you thinking you want to add?
Can you like, what have I done so far?
So you cut up the sausage, you toasted the bread and the sausages, you... Oh wait, no, you did a potato thing that we didn't account for.
Yes.
Okay.
Could I perhaps do I have an option for one more thing?
Yeah, so we'll go ahead... We'll do the potato thing, and then we'll do one more thing. So I'm gonna need a quick history check just to make sure you cooked your potatoes correctly.
Okay. Sorry, I'm drawing the paprika on right now.
Of course, gotta get that detail in there.
Yeah. History 10 plus 2 is, or 10 plus 3, or 2 is 12.
12? Okay, your mini potatoes are looking nice. They came out pretty well, not overcooked, not undercooked. What's the final thing you're looking for?
Final touch here, I think. I have sauces with me, right? Like that I can present it with.
So you have basic condiments like ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise.
Worcestershire sauce.
There is Worcester. If you
Okay.
wanted anything outside of that, though, you would have to have prepared it yourself.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to just. Honestly, I saw my opponent grab the green onions. I kind of want to go for that as well.
Alright, so give me an investigation check to grab the green onion. To figure out where he got the green
grab
onion
it.
from.
Oh god, fucking 4 plus 2 is 6.
Just a 6?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're kind of scrambling around. You didn't quite find a green onion, you found a yellow Spanish onion.
You know what? I say fuck it, we ball. Can I saute that onion?
You want to saute that onion real quick?
I do.
Are you okay? So
Oh shit! Wait, no, that's a big pro. Like, how much time is left on the clock right now?
this is probably the last thing you're going to want to do. So depending on what you roll, this might be a flop. Are you going to prepare the onion, or did you just throw it wholesale into the pan?
Honestly, I say I throw the onion at the back of Brent's head,
Okay, I'm gonna need
and
you
then
to
I
roll
get
to
ready
attack.
to. Okay.
Oh god.
Brent, what's your AC?
10.
Okay.
Well, I rolled. I don't know what I add to it. Dex probably 12.
All right. So
Yeah, that hits.
yeah, Brent, you're just kind of like putting the finishing touches on your thing. All of a sudden, a fucking like baseball-sized onion cracks you in the side of the fucking head. You take 2 bludgeoning damage.
Brent's gonna die.
So would you
Yeah,
like?
our
I,
D&D cook-off was great. Brent died. Finn actually drew, and I just used shapes.
And then I would like to just pour some Worcester sauce over my potatoes and over the sausage.
Are you gonna douse it with a little Worcester?
Yeah.
All right.
And that's my final touch.
Hey Brent, since you just got beamed in the side of the head with an onion, do you want to do anything about that, or what are you thinking?
I take pride in my craft and do not judge others for my own mistakes, so I will take it like a real man.
Damn.
Gonna turn the other cheek.
Yep.
Alright, spoons down, spoons down. Alright, so far, some pretty hearty looking breakfast dishes here. Brent, since you got here last, why don't you go ahead and present yours? Tell me, like, what exactly I'm looking at, and so forth.
So, obviously, in the presentation of the dish, the eggs is not, like, leaking out of the bread. I mainly did that artistically to, like, show what the eggs look like inside of the bread.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, the white is like the egg white from the eggs, and then the red there is the blood from the cheese. That's the cheese.
Delicious.
And then you got your perfectly golden slice of toast. That, you know, obviously there's one on the bottom as well. And then next to it, on its right there, is your nice golden brown hash browns with some pepper and a little bit of salt on them to add some flavor. And then, obviously, you know, I'm assuming there's condiments available to whoever this is going to. So if they, you know, are someone who likes to put ketchup on it, they are more than welcome to.
Yeah.
But
Very nice, very nice. Alright, Thomas, go ahead and run me through your meal here.
I'd like to present to you, Master Chef, the toast of many options. What we're looking at here, you know, I love a hearty breakfast, and when it comes down to it, I like options for my toast. The toast is always the base to it. Here we have a sort of more brown than I want to, golden brown, with some nice layer of butter on the toast, and then from there, the person who wants to eat it has multiple options. If they want to get a little bit of egg and tomato on that, they can. The tomato isn't that harsh; it's thinly sliced, salted to add that sweet flavor. You can get a little bit of just the yolk on the toast, or if you want to put that whole egg on that toast, you can. And then you can even combine it with a little bit of sausage. You know, you always got to have that protein to it. So, yeah, the eggs are seasoned with pepper, salt, and some garlic seasoning. The sausage, you know, it just didn't really need anything because I already had that in it. And if you want to, don't look too closely, but there's a green sort of smashed onion. If you would like to add that to your meal as well.
Alright, very nice, very nice. Almost like an English style full breakfast. Full
Oh,
English
yeah.
breakfast, very nice.
Oh,
like
yeah.
those. Okay, and Finn, go ahead and run me through what looks to be a good old beans on toast setup here.
Indeed. Speaking of English style breakfast, we got classic beans on toast. We got artisan nut bread, double-sided, toasted in lard oil with a sprinkle of paprika, along with
paprika.
cut mini potatoes, also seasoned with paprika, and 3 slices of fried pork, fresh from the farm, might I add, with a dab of Worcester sauce to sort of round out that taste.
Very nice, very nice. Okay.
Pretty sick.
So, going ahead and just kind of like looking over all of the ingredients, looking over all the different cooking methods, and just general presentation. Finn gets the bonus point on that one.
Yay!
Alright, and Brent, unfortunately having putting your literal blood, sweat, and tears into a food is not quite the labor of love that it could be. So unfortunately, you do not take this round. And Thomas, the bread, the toast of many options was a good idea and concept, but when you overcook the main part of the dish, that can kind of like ruin you a little bit.
Oh, he noticed. Look at this bee.
As well as like the scallion garnish. Man, great idea, but you brutalized it. That thing looks sad.
It's like a sound wave.
Alright, so with all that being said, Finn is going to take round 1.
Thank you, Chef.
You are welcome. In the lore accurate cook-off, Finn takes round 1. So go ahead and take a few minutes to clean up your workstations, clear your ingredients, give your food to the homeless people outside.
I scarf that shit down like fast.
I am mad. I throw it out the fucking window.
How do I
Plate and all.
do that?
So
How do
probably...
you give it to the homeless? Chef, would you allow me to use the bathroom quickly? Chef.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Chef.
Chef, while he's in the bathroom, can I fuck with his workstation somehow?
Oh, I deleted all my layers.
I mean, if you're serious, Thomas, you absolutely could try to do that.
Can I sneak over and try to unplug the stove?
All right.
Like the starter for the stove, because it's probably gas.
Right. Hold
How
on.
do I add a layer?
So go ahead and run a.
There's a on the right side, Brent, above the trash can. There's a little post-it note with a plus in it.
Add a layer. There we go.
All right,
Okay.
Go ahead and run me a stealth check to sneak over.
Is stealth dexterity?
Yes.
These are way too big.
11.
All right. 11. Okay. All right. So I've made a note of that, Thomas.
Then are we allowed to check the kitchen and then go out to the market?
Yeah. During the gather stage, you can pretty much do whatever you want. Like you
Okay,
can.
there's no timed or no limit.
The limit, the limit is kind of based on like how many ingredients you personally pick. Like you do get like some bonus points for having an efficient meal with like fewer ingredients, but having more ingredients that accumulate into a meal will give you more points overall. If that makes sense. Just keep in mind
Yes.
it may make it harder the more ingredients you have to work with during the cooking phase.
I get it. Okay.
When we do this again, I may enforce a timer, but you know, we'll see how well we finish out this.
I'm having
first.
fun. This is a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm back, chef.
Welcome back. Okay. So we're more or less just kind of getting ready here. Do you have an idea of how many ingredients you want to pick out?
How many?
Yeah.
Go.
Like for whatever you're making.
I'm gonna go with 6, just so I can account for like butter and stuff like that as well.
Okay.
I gotta do a
Hold on.
Finn takes round 1, the breakfast round. Moving on into the lunch round. I'm gonna need all 3 of you to roll initiative to see who gets to take lead on this one.
Natural 1.
Sucks to suck.
17 again.
That's a 4.
That's a 4. Okay.
Alrighty.
So, let me just readjust the turn order here. Alright, starting off with Finn, what ingredient would you like to get?
First off, I'm gonna look for some fresh beef.
Okay, so in the walk-in fridge, there is a shelf dedicated to meats. It looks fairly fresh, but you don't really know when it was slaughtered, how long it's been sitting in the walk-in.
Can I go outside the place?
Alright, so...
Kitchen?
Yeah, you can leave the kitchen here. The market does have its own like butchery in there, as well as there's that shady alley off to the side, and then there is like a big forested area, and you're sure you'll probably find some kind of cow in there.
Gonna go murder a cow.
I want to go to the forest.
All right, so you're gonna go to.
Do I have a blade on me or anything?
Did you take a
Your
blade?
chef, you always carry a knife on you.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna.
I like that idea.
Yeah, I do have like my. You know, my skinning, gutting knife.
All right, so you're. All right, so Finn just kind of got up from his workstation and wandered into the woods, and after some searching around. Okay, you come to a large field, and there is one cow just sort of like sitting out in the middle of the field.
I'm gonna approach it, and I'm gonna approach it all gently and like nice.
All right, roll an animal handling.
Bro's gonna start jaking that cow.
16 total.
All right, 16. All right, you're able to get pretty close to the cow here. 1 second.
Is that the cow?
Hold on.
10 facts about dairy cattle.
All right, there we go. There's the cow.
Jaking it. Starts jaking it.
All right, so what you're now like right up on the cow. It's just sort of like looking at
Oh, he's
you.
looking at me.
Yeah. Here,
I'm gonna say, hey girl, and I'm gonna reach out and try to like touch its nose.
All right.
I
So
don't want to kill this fucking
you're
cow.
you're able to just like sort of pat its like snout and everything, and it kind of lets you do this, just sort of like fluttering its eyes at you, just sort of. It's actually enjoying your pets a little bit,
You're-
almost like a
you're
dog
bitch.
would.
You're a bitch if you don't kill it. You're a
Now
bitch.
I'm gonna start speaking to the cow.
What's the cow there? I just looked up.
This is the cow I'm talking to. I'm gonna
Jesus Christ.
say, hey, like, this is the long shot. Like, you look like you're the only cow in this pasture. But could you
No.
point me towards like a shitty cow that like you hate and that like everyone hates?
Roll me animal handling.
Ooh, okay. Can I like get advantage because I want it?
No. Wait, didn't you
Okay,
get a proficiency in animal handling?
I do have proficiency, but it doesn't roll very well.
Alright, what was the
That
roll?
would be 9.
A 9. Okay, the cow just sort of like bucks its head in a direction. It's not really like gesturing or pointing towards anything, but like it is like looking in a different direction now. How do you interpret that?
I follow it.
Yeah. Alright, so
I go in the direction that it poked its head. I said, "Come with me."
alright.
I'm speaking to this cow like it understands me. Cows are smart animals. You
They
know?
are smart animals, yeah. Alright, so after like a couple minutes of walking, you get to another meadow, and there is another cow sitting at the far end of the meadow. Hold on.
Said,
Hold on. Hold on. Alright, hold on.
Jesus. Cow versus man fight scene, daily motion.
Alright, so this second
the
cow
hell is
looks a lot meaner than the first cow.
Oh, this
That
guy
is AI generated.
asshole.
That is not AI generated, Thomas. That someone
Oh,
modeled
God.
that fucking cow. I know this for a fact.
Return of the fist or enter the fist.
Alright, so you're now at an options. There's a more or less docile cow right next to you that seems relatively okay with you being next to it. However, this cow looks like it's gonna be fucking pissed if you walk up to it.
I look at the nice cow and I say, "Is this the guy?" Yeah, alright. You stay right here, buddy.
The cow just kind of like leans, the nice cow like leans down, starts munching on some grass.
I'm gonna approach the other mean cow.
Okay, how do you approach this cow?
I approach slowly like I did with the docile cow.
Alright, animal handling.
Ooh. 21 total.
21. Okay, you're able to get like right up on this cow, but he is like aggressively snorting at you. He's like, you've never seen a cow angrier than this one.
I'm gonna say, I heard you were an op, cow. What do you think of that cow over there? And I point at the other cow.
Yeah, it looks more mad at the other cow. The other cow just looks like a normal cow. It's just kind of standing there.
Alright, I feel bad for this, but while it's looking over, I want to take out my knife and try to stick it right under its throat to, like, kill it, like, in the brainstem, you know?
Alright, you're gonna try to, like... You're gonna try to do what farmers use a pneumatic piston to do with your bare hands.
Yup.
Alright, roll attack.
No, I dropped my dice! No. Should I use the roll I got on the ground?
What was the roll?
I can't see, but it looks like it was good. I accidentally rolled it away, so I'll roll it again. Oh my god, I'm such a dumb bitch. Okay. What's my plus to attack? It's my, let's say, Prey Dex modifier. In this case, plus my proficiency bonus, which at level 1 is +2. So, 15 to hit. Or, yeah.
15 to hit? Okay, that actually that does hit.
Okay.
Alright, so you're able to just kind of like put it like right into the cow's neck. Go ahead and roll damage, and for like a kitchen knife, we'll say roll a d6.
Okay. 1d6 plus my proficiency bonus. Am I proficient with dagger or with knife as a chef?
You don't cook in real life, so no.
Ah, shit. You're right. 4 piercing damage.
Alright, 4 piercing damage. And the cow just sort of like, "Roar!" and just kind of like starts bucking around.
I'm gonna try to latch onto his neck so he can't.
Here, let me change the music real quick.
Into a battle. This is fun.
Guys, I'm a little in over my head. I feel like I didn't need to go and fucking kill him for my meal.
But
I'm
it's gonna
use
taste.
every part of this.
It's gonna taste amazing.
It's gonna taste better than if you used
Fucking
beef
good.
that was there, I swear.
Yeah, I swear, guys.
All right,
Mesmer
so
the Impaler theme.
all right, so the cow,
Mother.
the cow just sort of like starts bucking around, and thrashing. So what's your AC? Oh, never mind. That was a 6. This ain't
It's
gonna.
11, I think.
All right.
Ah.
All right. So unfortunately, the cow is just sort of like thrashing around trying to get the knife out of its neck. What are you doing?
Okay, if I was able to like latch onto his neck, is that my action or is that like just something I'm doing right now?
So with this, it's not a sneak attack, but because you kind of got the drop on it, I'll say you were able to get the grapple in.
Okay, I'm just gonna push my hand, which is hopefully in his like throat, just deeper and try to puncture his brain.
You're trying to Sam Fisher this shit, aren't you?
Or like his yeah, I really am.
All right. So go ahead and give me a strength check just to try and like force that knife deep in there.
Oh, 18 plus 1 is 19.
All right. Go ahead and roll that d6 again for damage.
Five.
5. Okay.
Shit, how much health does this fucking cow have?
Alright, so as you're sort of trying to force the knife deep in there, he's going to try to break grapple on you.
Is that a contested strength check?
That is a contested strength check. What
Me
is
versus angry cow. Holy shit. I got a 19 again.
a 19? Alright,
Yeah.
so... God damn, you were a strong bitch. Alright, so this thing is really trying its damnedest to get you off of him, and so he's gonna try to like buck you with one of his horns. I'm gonna roll disadvantage with that because of the grapple.
My God, he gets stabbed through the chest.
Oh.
Alright, so you do take a little bit. You get winged by one of the horns there.
Oh!
That's okay.
Alright, go ahead and take 4 piercing damage from that.
Alright, I'm gonna mark this.
Finn isn't making it to supper.
I'm not making it to supper. I'm gonna put my hit points down at the bottom here. Say I was at, what are we at, 17?
-4.
13 is what I'm at. Okay.
Alright, your turn again.
Alright, once again, I just try to dig even deeper into the cow's neck.
There, give me another strength check.
Oh, this feels horrible. That one's a 3 total.
Alright, 3 total. Oh wait, the roll was 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're unable to try and like force it in deeper as the cow is now just sort of like trying to like roll around and try to do that. You have one more action before it's not your turn. What are you doing?
Action? Or like full action?
Oh shit, wait, no.
Or is it my action to attempt to stab him just then?
It was your action to attempt to stab him, so yeah, then
I got my movement speed. Can I use my movement speed to crawl around and try to get on top of him? Like pull my hand out and then crawl around the side of the neck?
Alright, so you're gonna try to like clamber over him?
Yeah.
Give me an acrobatics check.
That's Dex, right?
Yes.
It's 7.
7. Okay, so you're unable to kind of like scramble over him as this cow is like now not really like messing around.
Yeah.
Does a 17 hit?
It does.
Okay, go ahead and take 8 more damage of piercing.
Jesus Christ!
Finn ain't making it through lunch.
God. So, what do I have?
13 minus 8, which is
5?
number. Yeah, 5.
How hurt does this cow look?
He's slowing down a little bit, and there's a lot of blood ebbing out of his neck.
Okay. Is it my go?
It is your go.
I want to try to, with my knife in hand, plunge it into the top of his head now.
Straight into
Hopefully.
the top of his head? Okay,
Yeah.
Roll to attack.
Oh my god. To attack, so it's plus 3. That is 9 to hit.
Okay, 9 to hit is not going to work as the knife just sort of like skates off the top brow
my
of this
God.
creature.
Okay, I brace
gonna
for
get-
impact.
Bro's
You
gonna
make
get.
it.
Bro's
I
gonna
held on
get-
extra tight, like doing the bull riding game.
Alright.
Bro's gonna get cooked by this cow.
Okay, fortunately, like, it's, like, not really getting very good coordination. It's, like, losing a lot of blood, so it misses an attack. And then from downtown, the nice cow just starts charging. And unfortunately,
Yes.
unfortunately doesn't hit. It rolled too low,
Just-
so it just kind
He
of like
runs right past.
yeah, no, like, as you're just standing there on top of this cow, it just kind of like just runs past you.
Oh,
Should've killed that
Where the
cow.
hell are you going?
where are you going?
You should have killed the other cow.
It's like, I'll save you.
All right, Finn, it's your turn again.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, please, for both of us, it's better this way. Go for another stab at the top of his cranium, or like like the base of the skull. That's kind of what.
Yeah, like the little thing where the spine meets the skull.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll to attack.
Okay. That's a 14 to hit.
14, that does hit.
Okay. It's gonna be 6 damage. I've rolled really good on these d6s.
Alright, 6 damage, so you feel a sizable sort of like click, and then crunch as like the knife kind of slides directly in there, and then like the mean cow just sort of like frumps forward and drops onto the ground. And you kind of like tumble off of it there. And I'll say this, you're probably out of combat at this point. You kind of look over the
Okay.
cow. I'll give me a animal handling or medicine check of your choice.
Animal handling, ideally. So that's 12.
12. Okay, this thing is still alive, but you paralyzed it. So it's just kind of
Oh,
like
God.
sitting there, like kind of breathing and kind of not, as its eyes are just sort of like flashing back and forth.
Wait, sorry, go ahead.
The other cow is just kind of like standing off to the side of the field munching grass.
I'm gonna say, I'm sorry. I will use every part of you in my like most racist, like Rob Snyder Native American accent that I can do.
Oh.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna finish him off.
Alright, so you go ahead and just plunge the dagger directly into his, the rest of his neck, and that just sort of like stops him. He just kind of expires there. Alright, so now you have a 800-pound dead cow in front of you. How do you plan to deal with this?
First things first, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time skinning him and making like a jacket and like a headpiece out of his head. Like, like I want the like skull and then like the cloak of like
Bro is
fur.
coming
Draw
back.
draw
Bro's
that
coming
for me
back
right
to
now,
the
and you can
fucking-
have it.
Okay.
Bro's coming back to the.
Changed.
Bro's coming back to the kitchen with a trophy.
Yeah, and I'm like covered in blood.
New apparel and he's
Here,
gonna
let
be
me
fucking
move
covered in
this.
blood,
Yeah, new
trying
color.
to make his meal.
This is my face.
Alright, so while Finn is skinning his prize Red Dead style, we're just gonna kind of move on, because I feel like that took a bit. Brent, what ingredient would you like to gather?
Not where I thought that was gonna go.
So for my first ingredient, I would like to go into the fridge/freezer
Mm-hmm.
and see if I can't find fresh treated salmon, raw salmon.
Fresh, raw salmon. Okay, 1 second.
Yep, that's been treated.
Like, treated how?
Like
Like, cured?
I don't
Like
know. Yeah, like cured. Yeah, thank
Okay.
you. I don't know the term, but
Okay, so unfortunately, as you're looking around, you do find a shelf dedicated to seafood, but you're not finding any, like, cured salmon right away. You do find a nice big slab of salmon steak, though.
is it raw?
It is raw, yes.
How difficult would it be for me to cure it?
Curing can take anywhere from 12 to 24 hours minimum.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
But it's also D&D logic, so if you have a spell? Question mark?
I know I'm a barbarian.
Oh.
I am gonna go to the market and see if I can't procure a cured salmon.
Alright, so there is a cured salmon there, but it is 25 gold.
I'm buying it.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
buying it.
You're buying the boy? Okay. Okay. While you're doing that, Thomas, we're just gonna go straight to you. What ingredient are you grabbing?
I'm rushing out to the door. My main objective is to go to the market and try to find some things and even go through to that back alley. But as I run through the door, I run into Finn and see this. First, I'm scared because I think a cow's breaking through to the fucking kitchen, but instead it's just Finn in this tribunal-looking now bloodied cow carcass outfit. I'm like, Jesus, what happened to you, man?
I've been hunting.
And you look behind him, and he's dragging a fucking skinned corpse on a little fucking stretcher.
You gotta make sure that that gets included in this.
I'm here to cook.
You know what? I give him a little pat on the shoulder, and like there's like blood on my hand, and I wipe it off. Good luck with that, man. And I run and I sprint to the market.
Okay. What are you looking for in the market?
In the market, I have a whole checklist of items with me.
Oh
I don't
my
know
God, this
where
guy,
my thing went.
bro.
First off, I am looking for a bakery.
Alright, there is a bakery with several artisan loaves, standard loaves, muffins, bread rolls, that sort of thing. It's a quite a variety.
Do they have something close to a Cuban bread?
They do in
The
fact
soft
have
white.
They do in fact have a Cuban bread, and that is like that's around 10 gold.
All right, I'd like to get the Cuban bread, please.
Okay.
Where's my text box? Oh, this is large. Okay.
There's my outfit's in the corner now.
That looks
That
very
looks like
good.
my
Thank you,
hunk
Finn.
of meat.
Alright, so
And so that I'm down to 115. Okay.
alright, so
I would now like to go to the butcher.
alright, so the butcher area, quite a selection of meats there. Freshly sort of made and like freshly cured or finished curing, whatnot. There's also seafood near the butcher too.
I'm gonna go up to the butcher and ask, do you have any pork shoulder, by chance?
Alright, that we do. Like what kind of poundage are you looking for your shoulder?
I'm not gonna need a lot. How about just give me the smallest one? I don't want to waste food.
Smallest one? Okay, so you got like a 5-pound pork shoulder there, and that's gonna run you 25 gold.
All right, I get the 25 gold.
Okay.
I'm down to 90, and I got some five pork shoulder. Okay.
Alright. Here, real quick, let's go back to Finn. Since he now just got back with his cow carcass.
Oh my God.
The live studio audience is just kind of like bemused as what happened, because in their perspective, he just got up, left, and came back a bloody mess.
Yeah, I imagine that music starts playing as I walk in. I'm gonna change this from saying fresh beef to really fresh beef. To fresh beef. I'm gonna just go over to my cooking station and just plop the carcass down there for now. Actually, I'm gonna. Well, do I have a good gauge on like how bad this meat will go if I just leave it on my station for now, or is this like prep time so it's fine?
It's fine. It's for prep time.
Okay, I'll leave it over there. And then I sort of just stare like blankly into the studio audience's like faces for a moment, and then I'm gonna head over to the to wherever like the vegetables and stuff are stored, and I want to get some onions.
Okay. Let me roll something here. Alright, so you have quite the selection of onions.
Ooh, can I go for
Spanish.
spring onions?
You can go for spring onions, yes.
Okay, that's what I will do. If I find them.
Alright, you do find them, yeah.
And then, I'm gonna look for the pepper, or I suppose I don't need that now, do I?
Are you just looking for like ground pepper or peppercorns?
Ooh, I want
Felt fresh, Ron, guys.
I want to
That's
collect.
fine.
I want to collect a bulk amount of cumin and pepper.
Like what kind of pepper?
Just like fine grain, like
So milled pepper.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you are able to find a fairly decent canister of like milled pepper, but as far as like a bulk bag of cumin, you are unfortunately unable to find that in the kitchen right now.
Any shakers or anything?
You find a mini shaker, but it's not like a large amount.
Okay. I'll take it with me.
Alright, last two ingredients, you think?
I think then I'm going to. Oh shit. Okay, I have a great idea. Is there any like cranberries or any like fruit, like red cranberry fruit?
So
cranberries.
there's a bushel of fresh cranberries, and you also have canned cranberries.
Okay, I will take the canned cranberries and um and is there any potatoes that I can find in here? I know potatoes are big. Wait.
Alright, yeah, there's a couple sacks of potatoes nearby. What kind are you looking for?
I'll just look for one average sized. Actually, one purple potato. You got purple potatoes here?
We do in fact have purple potatoes. You have one
I will
purple potato.
Okay.
Alright.
And I know I said 6 ingredients. Am I able to add another one?
Yes.
I'm thinking of one more thing. One more vegetable. You know what? Oh shit. That's enough. That's fine. That'll be it.
Alright, moving on to Brent. What's next on your ingredient list?
So after acquiring my salmon, I will make my way back to the restaurant, and I will find a fresh avocado and cut it up into like not slices, but like just cut it pretty like small squares.
Okay, so you're gonna cube it up as part of your preparation?
Yes.
Alright, give me a sleight of hand check.
Here comes my 18th nat 1. Oh, a 10. Straight down the middle.
Alright. Yeah, you're able to get the avocado like freshly cubed up there. Do you do anything to sort of preserve it while you're collecting your other ingredients?
Once I remember how to spell avocado, yes, I will. Yes, I will. Like neatly organize it on a plate and put some wrapping over it and stick it in the fridge till
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. Okay, I've made a note. What's next on your ingredients?
I am going to get some seaweed wrapping. I would hope that we would have some in the restaurant, but if not, I will go purchase it if necessary.
Okay, yeah, so unfortunately there doesn't seem to be any seaweed wrapping within the cooking area, and the market is selling seaweed wrapping for around 5 gold.
I will
Ooh,
I
I
will
don't. Oh.
purchase. I will go to the market and purchase some seaweed wrapping.
All right.
After getting my seaweed wrapping, I will. I would like to start the process of making like sticky rice in the kitchen.
Okay, so you're gonna pre-cook some rice as one of your preps.
Yes.
Okay.
Particularly like I don't know, like I know there's like a different, like I don't know it off the top like myself, but I know that there is a particular way you prepare rice to make it so it's like stickier and it actually stays together better.
Right. Go ahead and give me. Huh. Go ahead and give me a survival or nature check of your choice.
Okay, I'm gonna roll and then look at which one has a better stat. That would be a 7.
A 7? Okay, so you're able to produce some, like, okay sticky rice as one of your preps.
I'm back, chef.
Welcome back. Alright, and then one last ingredient it looks like you have you want to prepare?
Yes. I'd like to prepare a sauce. Particularly like I wouldn't know like because I'm bad at cooking in real life.
Yeah.
But more of something like a more like a sweeter sauce would be my goal with making this sauce.
You're just trying to make like a some sort of like sweet sauce.
Yeah, like a sweet sauce of
Let
some
me
kind.
roll something real quick.
I just don't know like what particular ingredients would go into because
Okay.
I'm stupid.
So, as part of your like final preparation, give me an investigation check just to see if you can like flub a sauce to what you're trying to describe. And then that'll be the last preparation you do before we move on to Thomas.
A 15.
Alright, 15. Okay, you're able to get like a moderately sweet sauce going. Did not quite write down all that you put in there, so you're a little fuzzy on the actual ingredients, but it tastes sweet. Alright, Thomas. You just got back from the butcher here. Like, what else are you looking for, buddy?
I'm gonna go to a general food market of sorts because I feel like there's a bunch of random ingredients. I am looking for a wheel of Swiss cheese, sliced pickles, and a yellow mustard.
Okay, so are you still in the market, or are you looking...
I am still in the market, yes.
Okay, so mustard you're able to find for around 2 gold.
Is this a white wine mustard?
No, this is just kind of bog standard yellow mustard.
Can we look for a white wine mustard?
Let me roll something here. Okay, you do find it, but unfortunately it is 10 gold for the specialty mustard.
Okay, I'm gonna get the specialty mustard. Oh, that is the wrong window. Then I'm going to get sliced pickles.
Sliced pickles? Okay, you find a jar for around 5 gold. You do find several wheels of Swiss cheese of various sizes. Like, how big of one are you looking for?
Just the smallest, but it has to be a wheel.
Okay. Alright, so you're able to find, like, a decent, what's it called? A decently sized 6-inch diameter Swiss wheel of cheese for around 25 gold.
Alright, I get that too. Down to 50. And then my last stop, well, actually, one more thing in the market. I'm looking, actually, hold on, brain. Is there any sort of, like, kettle chips within the market? Any sort of chip variety of sorts?
There's a few sort of, like, chip brands in there. You have something comparable to Ruffles, something comparable to Pringles. Kettle chips, you're not really seeing those specific types there.
Let's just get the Pringles, like.
Pringles like, okay. Those ones are 5 gold.
Okay. And the last thing I'll do is I'm going to run into that alley.
Alright, so you walk into the alley, and, like, at first it looks very unassuming, just kind of like a dirty back-end alley. But as you kind of keep walking, it kind of becomes, like, a little more densely populated of people just sort of, like, standing around talking. Eventually you get to an area where there appears to be, like, a bunch of market booths set up, and as you're kind of looking around, these guys are selling, like, very strange and almost exotic-looking fruits, vegetables, spices. There's even, like, a bunch of different things selling cured meats, and like a few other like questionable like potion bottles and tonics and things like that.
I'd like to go over to. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and you're just kind of like looking around, and you get the sense that everyone here is trying to sell you something.
I like to go over to the spices.
Ah, hello, traveler. How may I help you today?
I'm trying to make the most bomb-ass fucking Cubano that there has ever been in life. What spice do you recommend with that?
Oh, yes, Cubano. Let's see here. We have some cayenne for Paris, the spiciest one there. We have, can't go wrong with paprika. There's also some cumin, various other. We have Eye of Newts as well. You can't have a Cubano without Eye of Newt. You also have
How much is the Eye of Newts, you say?
Eye of Newt, and he kind of holds up a little jar of. Actually, roll a history check to see if you know what Eye of Newt is.
Sorry, I need to pull up my stats again. Might be wisdom. Fucking 11. I'm switching out my D20 for another one, man.
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay has a left kitchen.
Sorry,
I'm gone.
What did you roll?
11.
Alright, so you can see that the Eye of Newt is actually a very high quality brand of mustard seed. This stuff looks way fancier than anything you could find in the other market.
Do I know how to make mustard from a mustard seed?
You could definitely try to.
Fuck it, we ball. I'd like to get the Eye of Newt, please.
Yeah, 30 gold, please.
30 gold? Here you go.
Deep price there.
Alright. And then, like, once you actually get the Eye of Newt in there, you see actually there is a import-export tax stamp on this as well.
Okay. Just as a detail? Or do I need to...
As a detail, it's most... I'm trying to say is, like, okay, this isn't something you would find normally.
This is from far-off places.
Far-off places where newts no longer have eyes.
Okay.
Alright.
I think I'm good.
Alright, those are all your good ingredients?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Next, we're moving on into the cooking stage, I believe.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Can I have 1 second again to just get, like, quick 2 more ingredients.
What are the
Is that okay?
ingredients?
I would like to grab a red wine and a heavy cream. And
Yeah, keep talking.
and then I'd like to grab a if I could, like any chicken stock that I can find.
Okay, so you're able to find a nice heavy cream within the building. Unfortunately, there's only like cheap boxed wine in the studio right now. We're kind of operating on a budget.
Do I have time to run out to the market?
I would say, yeah, you do have time.
I'm gonna really fast run out to the market and see if there's any red wines I can purchase there.
Alright, so there's quite a selection of wines there, some of which are red. Your cheapest bottle is 15 gold.
What's like the second most?
20 gold.
I'll take that.
Okay. And then what was the third ingredient you wanted?
You know what? Actually, that's all. That's fine.
Alright.
Ooh. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm kind of.
Alright, I might have to cut you off now because you're indecisive.
Yeah. That's fine. Go ahead.
Alright, so go ahead and start illustrating your presentation for your ingredients here, and I will bombard you with pitfalls as they come up.
Yeah, going into this challenge, I was really stressed. I didn't know what he was going to pull, but now that we're in this, I feel like I'm able to make this excellent Cuban. Oh God!
And then he like comes on screen and goes as he like walks by your cooking.
Alright, Finn, go ahead and tell me what you're sort of starting off with here.
So first things first, I'm gonna cut off the prime, like beef off of this freshly murdered cow,
Alright,
and
go
get
ahead.
a good steak cut out of the prime meat.
Go ahead and give me either a medicine, nature, or... Yeah, medicine or nature check to figure out what the prime cut is.
Fuck's sake, my rolls are so ass. What is wisdom? Probably, yeah. So 5.
5. You got a big piece of meat cut off of him. You
All right,
assume it is prime because it is large.
that works for me. And I'm just gonna start seasoning both sides with some pepper and some cumin powder
Alright, sounds good. Brent,
as
what
I
are you,
fry it. Yeah.
what are you starting off with?
I will start by preparing my roll.
I just took the entire background and moved it. And I don't know how to fix it.
I will lay out my seaweed wrapping, and then I will start to like place the rice on it, and then make sure it's like they're stuck, that they stick together.
Alright, so just kind of like
Essentially.
just kind of shingling ingredients onto the sheet.
The rice.
The rice. Okay. Here, go ahead and give me a history check just to make sure you remembered to like stop the cooking process of your rice at the right time.
That is a 6.
6. Okay, you might have overcooked the rice a little bit. It's a little gummy, but it's still usable. It's still okay sticky rice. Alright. Thomas, what are you working on right now?
All right, you've caught me at the moment where I have toasted the bread, make it a little bit more crunchy for now. I am going to have to press it later, but what I'm doing right now, I've put the beef on, that pork shoulder, cook that shit up, and I laid it on the sandwich. I then placed all the pickles. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that Swiss cheese wheel. I'm going to carve out in it a little base of the bowl, and then where's that cheap wine? Actually, no, I'm not going to.
Okay, before you go looking for the wine here, can I get a sleight of hand check as you're trying to like slice off a good hearty chunk of that Swiss?
5.
5? So, let me roll something here. Oh wait, I already wrote ignore that. Okay, so unfortunately, as you're sort of like digging the knife in there, you may slip a little bit, and you may have caught yourself on like the part of your hand there. So go ahead.
Ow.
Go ahead and take 2 slashing damage.
Okay, I'm at 15
Guys,
health.
if I hurt myself, I'm fucking dead because I'm vulnerable to slashing and bludgeoning. So it doubles whatever damage I take, and I have 5 HP left.
Oh my god!
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
I'm gonna cut my palm and just keel over.
All right. So Thomas, you kind of nick yourself on the knife there, but you're able to get like a good slice, little bloody, but you know it's a slice of cheese. Moving back over to Finn, something's wrong.
Oh no. What's wrong?
So you've got your steak seasoned, right? You're trying to cook it.
Yeah.
But the burner's not turning on.
Oh shit, I'm gonna check the gas, like, supply.
Alright, roll an investigation check.
Investigation is intelligence or wisdom, Brent, do you know?
I believe it's intelligence.
It's gotta be intelligence.
Investigation is an int.
Yeah, so 7.
7. Shit, you don't know how a gas stove works. So,
Chef! Chef! I'm gonna call for the judge.
yeah, yes, Finn?
My oven's broken.
Are you sure it's broken?
I'm pretty sure it's broken.
Okay, how would you like to fix that?
Is this part of the challenge, or are you pranking me, or is this like
Well,
is this an error in the show?
as far as I can tell, someone may have sabotaged you when you got up to pee earlier. I won't say who, because I just kind of like glance over at the other 2 contestants. But, you know what, technically I'm not allowed to get involved, so you're gonna have to figure out a way to cook this steak, or whatever you're making.
I whip my head around to Thomas, and I march over to him.
Hey, what's up, man?
Did you break my oven?
What? No.
I'm gonna put both my bloody hands on his shoulders.
Okay, dude, did you even try to wash your hands?
No.
Oh,
You better
not
tell me
mine.
right now if you broke my oven.
I didn't
Or
break
the-
your oven.
It's
Can I roll for deception?
Yeah, roll deception real quick against Finn's insight.
Is deception charisma?
Yes.
It is.
Okay.
I believe insight
17.
Insight's wisdom, I believe. So I rolled a 14.
Alright.
Yes!
Alright, so unfortunately, you believe Thomas.
I go, and then I do like a little brush of my bloody hand on your face to do like a little bit of a handprint on your forehead, and then I turn around to go back to my cooking station.
Alright.
I'm gonna look for. This is crazy. I'm gonna take my pan with my. Is there okay? First, before I do anything stupid, is there another cooking station?
There are only 3 cooking stations, and the other 2 are being used right now.
Okay, I'm gonna take my pan with my steak in it. I'm gonna go out to the woods
Okay. Alright, you go out to the
with
woods.
all my oil and seasonings and stuff as
Alright.
well.
Oh god, I did this.
You gather all your shit and you go into the woods. I'm gonna let you...
Actually, fuck it. I take all my ingredients out to the woods.
Okay, so you're taking the entire cooking station out into the
Yeah.
woods. Alright, we're getting a cameraman set up to follow you.
It's
I'm
like
ass-
one of those rugged cameras, and they're just
It's
barely
like he's
following them.
leaving the studio. Where's he going?
Alright, so I'm assuming what your plan is, you're gonna make a small contained fire out in the woods, right?
Yep, and I bring like 2 liters of water with me for cooking as well. Like I've got my setup out in the woods, and I'm gonna
Alright.
try to start striking up a campfire now.
Roll me a survival to make a fire.
No. Survival is wisdom. Fuck me, 7.
7.
My rolls are so bad.
Alright, you have a fire that may or may not be contained. We'll come back to that later as you start cooking. Hey Brent, how's it going?
Good.
Oh my gosh.
So alright, so you got all your like ingredients shingled
Am I?
on to your rice and your nori. What's next in the process here?
So, after I do that, I will take like tiny bits of the. I will grab my avocado out of the fridge,
Alright. You do
And then
notice
I
that
will-
when you pull the plastic off, it is like slightly brown. It's still green, but it's like a darker shade of green.
Okay. That it should be fine still. I mean, it'll still look appealing.
It'll buff.
And I will then take and take like I will take the cubed avocado, and then I will also cube up the salmon, and I will take and kind of like put it on the opposite side of where my rice is, of my and then start like the rolling process.
Okay, give me 2 sleight of hand checks. Excuse me. 1 to cube up the salmon, and then 1 to actually like roll the thing evenly. Excuse me.
The first sleight of hand check will be a 19.
19. Okay, you're able to cut up the salmon pretty evenly into some nice cubes.
And for rolling, 8.
Sorry, did you say 8?
Yes.
Okay, a burrito this thing is not. It's a little lumpy, and you're just trying to like massage it to get it even as you like roll it up there. But you are able to like roll it up, but it doesn't look the most even. Okay. Moving over to Thomas, how's your cooking coming along?
So I don't know if I explained earlier, but for the Swiss cheese, it's not a wine. Is there a cheaper vodka around here?
Gonna roll something.
Mic on.
Yeah, there's a cheap vodka like on
Mic
on
off.
the liquor shelf there.
I grab it, I crack it open, I pour just a tiny bit into that little base of the bowl that I carved out of the wheel of cheese. I light that shit on fire and start, stirring. There's flames, there's
Right.
everything, and the goal is to make a little bit of a cheese sauce that I'll layer onto the Cuban.
Ooh, interesting.
Cubano.
Go ahead and give me. Yeah, that what you're doing is technically a showy type of thing. So give me a performance check.
Good thing. 6.
6. Okay, so you spill the vodka in there. Might be a little more than you intended to. You light it up. Your eyebrows are gone.
Fuck!
Roll me a quick like dexterity saving throw to avoid getting more on fire.
Getting burned?
Yeah.
14.
14. Okay, so yeah, you pretty much only lose your eyebrows there. It's just
Finn is covered in cow carcass. I lost my eyebrows, and Brent's just having the time of his life. It's funny.
All right.
So I do that, and then I plate up the Pringles, and then if I can do one last thing here, because then you don't have to come back to me.
Okay.
I like to turn the Eye of Newt into mustard sauce.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a nature or survival, just to try and like flub a mustard sauce here.
Are they both? I'm sorry, I don't have the thing that they correlate to.
Here, one second. So nature is intelligence.
Intelligence.
Wisdom is survival.
Let's do survival, please.
All right.
It's the difference between a -2 and a +2. Fucking Christ, 9.
9.
That rolls
You're,
into
you're
that.
going back to the Shadow Realm. Give me the fucking pretty dice.
Okay. So you're not quite sure what the process of mustard making is, but you've made a sauce out of mustard seed.
All right, I'll take it.
All right.
I'll layer everything up, and the last thing I do want to do, you can either decide to do this within my turn, with not, is I do press the Cubano and toast it.
All right. Go ahead and give me a history check just to get the timing down.
History is wisdom. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, you got a nice pressed cubano there. All right. And
Ah!
so going back to our cryptid cam, Finn, your fire's looking a little big.
You know what? Like, is there a particular direction that seems to be spreading, like the wind blowing?
The wind is blowing it more into the woods.
Okay, I'm gonna just go on the other side of it, so it's blowing away from me.
Okay, so you're standing away from it. Gotcha.
Well, I'm gonna throw up my pan over the fire.
All right.
as it's going if I can.
All right. So go ahead and
I
got your
mean,
pan on there cooking and stuff.
is it feasible for me to like dig a trench around it?
Would
like,
you
really quick?
Would you like to dig a trench around it?
Because how much time would that take out of my cooking time if I were to start digging a trench to try to stop this fire?
Being realistic about this, you probably wouldn't be able to finish cooking your food if you dedicated time to making a trench, but I think
okay.
this is funny. So if you
Okay.
want to do it, we can try.
I'm gonna try to speedrun digging a trench, and if any time during it I feel like it's gonna be a waste of my time, I'm gonna stop doing it and go do something else.
Give me an athletics check real quick.
Okay. God. Fuck. 4.
A 4, you say. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty quickly, this
my
feels
bag.
like kind of a waste of time. As you're just sort of like digging around. You didn't even look for a shovel first. You just started like just fucking clawing at the dirt to try and dig around the fire. Eventually you kind of stop and go back to cooking, I assume.
Yeah, okay. So instead of that, I'm just gonna take my pan out and hold it over the fire, the raging inferno to start heating it up. I have the cowhide around my hand to avoid
To avoid getting burned.
burning. And then I'm going to like wring out one of the tassels things on my cow cloak to like wring the blood into the pan and begin to boil the blood
Boil the blood, okay.
over the steak.
Give me... What the fuck do I even have you roll?
So the steak is now seasoned with blood, cumin, and pepper.
Alright, so... I'm gonna have you give me another athletics check, because the way you describe this, you're just kind of holding the pan out, and then just kind of like doing all sorts of other shit while you're holding it out in the middle of the fire. So give me an athletics check just to make sure you can hold it steady enough.
Please, Kratos dice. Please. Oh, good. 16.
Kratos dice?
It kind of looks like Kratos. I don't know why.
Oh,
It's like
sick.
white. It's got like black stone stuff on it.
Alright, so you're able to do all of that.
Okay.
Brent, what are you doing right now?
Oh, I also pour red wine into the pan for a
Noted.
bit of a simmer.
Noted, Brent.
I would like to spend some time seeing if I can't like make my role look a little bit more appealing.
Yeah. You're gonna try to
In
pretty
terms
it
of
up.
just like in terms of like shape, you know.
Okay.
I'm trying to go for presentation points here.
Give me a performance check.
That would be a 10.
Sorry, did you say a 10?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you're able to kind of get it into a more uniform role. It definitely looks nicer than it did.
I'm going to drizzle the sauce on it and then like individual pieces. So
Okay,
it's not just
so-
the whole roll.
Okay, so have you cut the roll up, or are you just sprinkling the sauce on?
I'm gonna sprinkle the sauce on and then cut it.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check.
That would be a 14.
14? Okay. Alright. So you're able to do that. Is that the last thing you want to do for your dish, or is there any other accoutrement you want to try?
No, I think my dish is pretty much ready to go.
Alright then. Hey Finn, you've had some
Yeah.
delays.
Yep.
So, go ahead and tell me what else you're working on after you get the steak cooked up.
Okay, so assuming my steak is done, I do chop up the spring onions and sprinkle a little bit of that on top of the steak.
Alright, give me a
Then-
sleight of hand check
Oh,
real
yeah.
quick.
Okay. Fuck. 6.
Oh no.
Okay, so...
I mean, come on, it's just spring onions. It can't be that. It can't be that hard, right?
Alright, so you fortunately don't cut yourself, but the cuts on your spring onions could be nicer.
That's okay. They're diced. You know, they're squares-ish. I'm then gonna put two pots, smaller pots, to boil with water.
In the fire as well, right?
Above the fire, yeah. So the steak is now sitting like nicely on some arranged like stone, like a big rock.
Right.
You know, that's perfect. It's on a plate. It's a platter, basically ready to serve.
Yeah.
And I have I fill up the 2 pots, and I'm holding one over the fire right now. In that one, I'm gonna put some cranberries in there, canned cranberries that I kind of have mashed up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put pour some wine in there, and I'm gonna mix it until the consistency is right. I'm trying to make like a cranberry sauce, kind of a wine cranberry sauce.
Okay, give me a another athletics check to sort of macerate and mix the sauce together.
Actually, with this one, I'm not going to use the wine. I'm just going to use the cranberries and the boiling water.
Okay, yeah. Still, yeah, because you specified you were like mashing them up and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, go
8.
ahead. 8? Okay. It's a bit of a chunky sauce, but you're able to get like a decent cranberry sauce going there.
I taste it with my finger. Is it to my satisfaction?
Roll me a survival or nature check.
Say survival.
That
18.
one, this shit tastes like nuts.
Actually, dirty 20.
Dirty 20? This is the best cranberry sauce you've ever made.
Really? It's not even too tart. It's perfect.
Not too tart. Somehow you added the right amount of stuff in there as you were cooking it down.
I was gonna say I forgot to add sugar, so these are some sweet cranberries, but that's okay. All right, and then so my cranberry sauce, if the consistency is to my liking, I will drizzle that a little bit up to the side of the steak and a little bit on top.
Okay.
And then I will go to the other pot of water, if you'd allow me.
All right.
I will cut up my potato, my 1 purple potato.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I will mash it like the cranberries.
Okay.
I will put the mashed potatoes in the pan in the boiling water. Are you with me?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a quick little strength check or athletics check to mash up the things.
Ooh, 16 plus 1 is 17.
All right. You got some purple mash right there.
Perfect. Slap that in the boiling water. I'm gonna put some cream, a dollop of the heavy cream in there. I'm going to pour a little bit of the wine in there, probably like a cup.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to. Oh, did I leave my dead cow in the kitchen?
Yeah, the rest of your cow carcass is
Starting
back
to
in the
rot.
kitchen.
I'm gonna run back there and try to cut off some more of like the waste meat to try to, or not the waste meat, the less important meat, and to throw into this concoction I'm brewing right now.
Alright, give me a nature or survival check to try and like find another cut of meat.
Oh, that's gonna be a 15.
15? Okay, you
I
find
knew
like,
having high wisdom was good.
you do find like a pretty good like cut of meat to sort of like dice up. From
All right.
Brent and Thomas's perspective, you see Finn just sort of like run in, leaving a bloody trail, hack one piece of meat off, and then run back out the studio.
Brent, is he okay? What happened?
I think we need to call a doctor. I think we really need to call a doctor. I think.
Can we get a
I
doctor?
really
Can we? Zen, I think we need a doctor on set. I've never seen Finn like
Yeah,
this.
I've
No, it's
never
fine.
seen
It's
Finn.
fine. It's fine. He's doing
Not
fine.
fine.
I don't think it's fine.
I'm
I
watching-
understand.
I'm watching
I-
him right now. He's got a fire going. He's in his element.
He has
right
a
now.
fire going.
All
dude,
I'm
it's
saying
fine.
is the viewership members. I get that you know like you're really concerned about like cooking video show, but I think we should really prioritize this man's mental health.
Don't worry. Like we're gonna have like a sizable gap between.
How big is the fire?
It's not that big. It's like the size of a small sedan.
The spice of it.
Look, we'll be
Whatever.
able to like get him help after we're done filming, okay? Because it doesn't matter if
Alright,
it's not on
bet.
camera. It's fine. It's fine.
Got it.
I imagine I kind of like growl as I come out the door, like on my way out after skinning the thing.
Okay, so you're kind of like making a strange like beef potato mash,
Yes,
right? Is that
it's
what you're doing?
it's a. I'm going to mix it into a soup, so it's mostly water right now. Like it's a large amount of water.
Okay.
So I'm mixing. It's red wine, potato, and beef soup
Interesting.
with. Once I mix that all up to my liking, if I do so, I will add another sprinkling of the spring onions on top of it.
Okay, give me one last, what's it called? Nature or survival check just to get it to the right consistency.
And it's gonna be pretty liquidy soup. That's my idea.
Yeah.
Oh, great. 6 total.
6 total. Okay. It is quite thin, I'll be honest. A little watery.
Okay, I'll add, if I can make a reaction to that,
What is your reaction?
I'll add a little bit more of the cream and just like a tablespoon of the wine.
Okay. So, give me
Try to mix it up.
one last survival check, and that's where your cutoff is going to be.
Okay. And then I have 9, or it's 8. Sorry,
Okay.
not great, but it's whatever.
You're able to ballpark it for a consistency.
Yeah.
I don't know if I need to roll for this in, but I did want to mention that I also prep like small bowl sauce with the sushi.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said I also forgot to mention this. I would also small bowl.
You keep cutting out.
Yeah, it's a
Do I?
yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit. So I'm gonna try to
I-
interpret.
I'm gonna put a small bowl of soy sauce like on the side.
That's a condiment. I won't make you roll for that.
Okay.
All right. While Finn gathers all of his shit and brings it back into the studio, we'll go ahead and start with Thomas in reverse order. Run me through your Cubano.
Ladies and gentlemen, cut me off. No. I present you the Eye of Cubano. Cubanos have been my favorite sandwich for a long while, and it has all the traditional senses with a little bit extra. You see, starting with the pork layer, I got a good pork shoulder, cooked that up from the market, laid that as a base layer. Got some nice sliced pickles. Then I decided to take a whole wheel, 6 little inch wheel of Swiss cheese, fire that thing up in the middle, and melt the cheese that came from that onto the sandwich. Then I took a little bit of Eye of Newt and I showed the container and turned that into a mustard.
Ooh, very
I
rare
then
spice there.
and then I took the breads, put them together. The breads were already toasted, but then of course you have to press a cubano, press that. Voila, the mother of all cubanos. Next, I have cubano. Excuse me. Next to the chips that I got at the store. I'm very nervous.
Just regular old Pringle chips. What flavor?
Well,
did
you
pick
can't
out?
just you can't just have the sandwich. Salt and vinegar.
Thought I do like salt and vinegar.
S tier. Fucking gets it, bro.
All right.
Thomas guy gets it.
That's it. I'll be honest. Cubanos are some of my favorite sandwiches too, and this seems like a really good sandwich, Thomas.
Thank you, chef.
Moving on to Brent.
I took a very different approach. When I think
Ooh.
of a lunch, I always consider the fact that it's better to do something simple, as people generally, don't have as much time or the amount of, and usually people are prepping their lunches ahead of time, work and such.
Mm-hmm.
So I went for a simple avocado and salmon sushi roll.
Ooh.
I like it. Very considerate style of food. A lot of people are intimidated by sushi, but this is a very approachable way to do it.
I went very simple with it, and also did a raw version because it also has less prep involved in making.
Very nice. All right. Going on to Finn.
Oh, hello.
Bloody
Yes, chef.
Finn.
I'm acting completely normal. Yeah, before us today, I have a fresh prime beef steak, seasoned with pepper and cumin, and the blood of the cow, actually.
I can see that, and I just kind of like
I
your
lean
outfit.
I lean over to Brent. I'm like, did he just hit the fucking blood too?
Yeah.
At least he's speaking English.
On the plate, you can see we got some diced spring onions on top of the steak there, and some cranberry sauce. My own special recipe for the cranberry sauce, quite delectable, I assure you. And as the side for this meal, we have a beef, potato, and red wine soup with
that's
some diced spring onions on top there as well.
Huh.
All cooked to perfection, I can assure you.
Now, we noticed that you ran out of the studio earlier and came back with a new outfit. Where exactly
That's right.
did you get the... I look over at the carcass. Where did you get the meat for this recipe?
Well, let's just say I required fresh beef that could not be provided to me elsewhere.
I see, I see. Well, we do encourage getting the freshest ingredients. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and just take each of your dishes and I'm gonna try them individually here. Like,
Zen's manifesting these.
While you're doing this, I wanted to point something a never before seen sight. If you direct your attention to the layer menu, Finn is operating on one. This is a never before seen sight.
he's operating on what? You cut out a little bit.
Whoa.
Finn is operating on one layer. His
That was the...
Oh.
That was
that
the
is
long
a
con.
never before seen sight.
That
is
was
a
the
never
long con.
before
This was
seen
just a way to force Finn into working on one
What?
layer.
sight.
How dare you!
And it's driven him insane.
I've got it bad!
Alright. So, Finn, I have some critiques about your food. Namely, first off, I love the outfit. I'm a sucker for, like, good, hardy, sort of, like, hide armor and clothes. You didn't fucking wash your hands at any point. You are covered head to toe in blood. Fresh blood. Like,
Yeah.
the amount
Well,
of
I have a comment on that.
cross-contamination. Yes.
No, it's not cross-contamination. You ever use the same pan to fry two different foods just so you get kind of the absorption of the seasonings on there?
Correct,
Kind of a
yes.
similar deal here.
Okay.
Just that touch of blood that comes with my palms here, on top of all the ingredients, it sizzles and upon cooking really infuses the meal with like a really unique taste that you won't get anywhere else.
Okay, and then I kind of look over at your cooking station with, like, a Jackson Pollock's amount of, like, handprints that are all bloody on every utensil, every drawer, everything. Remarkably not the stove, because you didn't touch it at all.
Right. And chefs, I unfortunately had to actually do a little bit of, I couldn't use my stove today. Seems like there's a power outage or something, so I had to go to the woods and make my own campfire. So if there's, I think you should cut me some slack.
Speaking of which, did you put that out at all?
Nope.
Alright, anyway.
If you got like a producer, like an intern, you could probably send him out.
We'll figure something out. Alright, so the cranberry sauce was good. I admired you taking the initiative on that. But yeah, unfortunately, I think your method of cooking might have been a little too wild, because there's like some inconsistencies with the beef. The soup is good. A little watery, I'll be honest. Oh, hello?
Yeah. Good.
Yep. You're good.
My computer just fucking blacked out for a second, hold on.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, recording. Still good. Okay, I think we're fine. Alright, but yeah, so unfortunately I don't think you'll be taking this round just because of the sheer chaos and cross-contamination that happened.
I mean, I know the world's not ready for this yet, so I understand where you're coming from, but just look for me in a few years.
Alright. Brent, I like the sushi roll. It is a very easy and approachable dish. As well as your method of construction was very nice and straightforward. But the rice is a little gummy, and I think the avocado would have done well with a little squeeze of lemon, because it did kind of brown slightly, and, you know, avocado is kind of tricky, it goes rancid really easily. So, unfortunately you don't take this round. Moving over to Thomas. Going out to the black market was actually a pretty good thing, because you got an ingredient...
Wait, that was a black market?
Don't worry about it.
Bro just admitted to it too.
So that was
Hops are on the way.
really... that was a really smart decision going and extra. I can't fucking talk. Going the extra mile to get more unique ingredients, because that really elevated what is, for the most part, a very simple, straightforward sandwich.
Thank you, Chef.
And with that, Thomas, you take round 2.
Oh. I'm clapping.
Don't clap, you're getting blood everywhere.
Alright, so I'll go ahead and let you guys
It's
clean up and get ready for round 3. What
Gonna be a
could,
pressure washer for Finn.
what could be the final round of this entire match. We're going to go ahead and do a best of 3 situation. So, those with match point are Finn and Thomas, and Brent is trailing up behind as the underdog. Brent, how do you feel about that?
I'm gonna come back in this third round.
Alright.
Also, Finn.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Let me know when you take the screenshot, by the way.
Yeah.
I just did it.
Once we actually get into, if you end up winning, Brent, we will go into a dessert tiebreaker round, which I think will be fairly interesting given what happened in the previous round. Do you think you have an idea of what you would possibly do for a dessert?
I think I could come up with... I have a couple ideas brewing in my head.
That's what I like to hear. Alright, I'll let you go ahead and continue setting up. Thomas, how do you feel basically being neck and neck with Finn right now?
I mean, I feel like that Cubano was kind of, it might have been the best I got, so I'm going to have to dig deep and think about a few more things, but in all honesty, I'm just happy to be here, I'm happy to get a point, and I'm happy that I could satisfy the people, even if it includes the illegal black market.
Yeah.
Remember, it's only illegal if you get caught. Speaking of getting caught, hey Finn, you planning to take a shower at any point right now?
I don't really see that as necessary. I mean... Wait.
I'm gonna sneak back over, and seeing the damage that I've done, I'm gonna try to sneak over and plug the stove back in and make sure that the igniters can actually light.
Roll me a stealth check while I'm interviewing Finn. Now,
Natural 1.
So for the dinner round, Finn, what do you normally like cook for dinner in an everyday situation? And then all of a sudden, Thomas like fucking like clambers and spills a bunch of fucking dishes onto the ground.
Finn, I found the issue with your with your stove.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it got unplugged.
It got unplugged because I could have sworn I checked back there.
That's crazy, you know.
That's insane.
let me get that hook back
Exactly.
up for you, and I like get that hook back in, and I go around and I test it.
You're such a good and fair.
Oh, there we go. It looks like I got it, man. I got it for you.
Good work.
I would dab you up, but don't touch me.
Oh, you don't want that, yeah.
Don't touch me. And I run back over to my seat.
Alright, so Finn, what do you normally
You were
cook
saying.
on an everyday dinner situation?
Well, my usual dinner consists of, like, whatever I can find in my kitchen, which is usually, like, some crackers with butter on them, maybe. Saltines. You ever put butter on saltines?
It's decadent.
Decadent, indeed. Usually I'm not a big dinner eater, I'll be honest. When I go out, though, I do like, I love all sorts of prepared chicken. I have a whole cow to still use, so I might have to go the beef route again.
Right,
And I must say,
don't
I'm
wanna
a big
waste any
beef
part
fan.
of the animal.
I pledged to him that I wouldn't, so I think it's probably my best move.
Of course, yeah.
Um,
So I also, speaking of the cow, I also can't help but notice that you are like a little bit winded. I'm assuming he put up quite
Yeah.
a fight, right?
He did not want to go down, I'll tell you that much.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and like bring out a tray here, and so I present to you a little silver tray with 3 shot glasses, and they're each filled with a different type of liquid. Now, one of these things will heal you, one of these things won't, and another one will do a random third effect. Now, you can either take the chance, I'm assuming you won't do anything to like hurt yourself later on in
Never.
the thing, but you know, just on the off chance you do, would you like to try and gamble to try and get your health back?
You know what? Can I give him a sniff before committing?
Yeah, roll an investigation check.
I'm gonna just like put my nose down and
or
try
perception,
to get a
whichever you
smell.
prefer.
I'll say I'm better at investigation, but I think this makes more sense as a perception. Actually, no, I'm better at perception, so that's good. That's gonna be a 11. Wait, no, I lied. 10. Sorry.
All right, a 10. One smells sweet, one smells bitter, and one smells like tomatoes.
So I'm guessing. What color are they, by the way?
Blue, purple, and green.
I'm gonna take the bitter one and throw it back.
All right, so you take the bitter one, throw it back. It burns the back of your throat real hard.
Oh, was that what was that shit? Captain Morgan? You got Captain Morgan in there? What was that shit?
Maybe. So you feel your health get fully restored.
Oh,
However, your hands are shaking real hard.
oh. What did you do to me? What was that?
Advantage. Okay. You now have disadvantage on dexterity checks.
Ah.
Alright, I walk over to Thomas with the exact same tray. I replaced...
So what? Which one's left? The tomato one and the, or did you replace it?
They're now brand new.
It's like in Squid Game when they give them the big meal before.
But I actually. Hold on. Do bread first. I'll be right back.
Okay, I walk over to Brent's station.
What are my options here? What are
So-
the colors? What do they look like?
So... Fuck, I forgot what colors I said. One's green, one's purple, and one's blue.
Well,
One smells sweet, one smells bitter, and one smells like tomatoes.
frankly, I'm gonna go for the purple one.
Now you're gonna go for the purple one? Alright, so you drink it. Give me a constitution check.
Saving throw?
Yes.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. Your vision is now blurry. But, wait, no, hold
Shit,
on.
I wanted the alcohol.
Shit, hold on. You said dirty 20, right?
Yeah, dirty 20.
Okay, your vision is not blurry. However, you do not restore your health.
Fuck.
Oh.
All right. I'm
Alright,
ready.
Thomas.
D&D is more fun when you can incorporate aspects, so I get pour myself a shot of something.
Yeah.
Alright, Thomas, before you, there are 3 shot glasses. One's blue, one's purple, one is green, one smells sweet, one smells bitter, and one smells like tomatoes.
Do I get to know what Brent picked?
No.
Okay, here's
Should've been
over
here.
it.
He hit
been here.
himself.
No, that's totally fair. That's totally fair. I'll do the sweet one.
Alright, you taste the sweet one? Alright.
Yep, hold
You're,
on.
you're at full health already, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. I throw that shit back like I just did this fucking Four Roses.
Alcoholic.
Alright, you were already at full health, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Said, what the fuck was that?
you drink it and it tasted like alcohol. Nothing really happened.
Okay.
I wanted that
Feeling
one.
warm.
I want that one.
Alright. So, to kind of reiterate, Brent beat a blindness check. Thomas, you got the one that just restored your health. And Finn now has
Yeah.
disadvantage on dexterity.
Oh, wait, I go back to 17 points. Yep.
But Finn also got a full restore from that.
Indeed.
Okay, so are you guys all ready for the final round, depending on who wins?
Yes.
Let's start.
Yeah.
Alright, one more time, roll initiative.
I gotta give it.
Oh, sorry. Jesus, relax, bro. It's not that deep. Wait, I have disadvantage. This is technically a
Hey,
dex check,
hey.
so I think I have
Yes.
disadvantage.
Listen, listen to me, Dice. If you fuck me over here, I'm throwing you against the wall.
Do it. You got a-
15!
I got a 3.
17.
Sorry,
Ooh.
you got 15, Thomas?
I did.
Okay, so Brent's going first. Thomas going second. Finn going third. Okay. Brent, what are you making for dinner?
Well, I'm not gonna say what my dish is yet, but I'm sure.
Oh,
I would first like to go to the market, just whole chicken,
You want a whole chicken.
a whole chicken.
Okay, so your options are farm-raised chicken, pasture-raised.
Not like alive. Like I'm talking like you know,
Like dead chicken.
like dead skinned.
Yeah, you're in the market and like they have the chickens out on display in the butchery.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so your options are like, what's it called? The like natural chicken, like no hormones or whatever, like grain fed, whatever. And then like there's ones that are like, they pump them full of drugs and stuff.
Steroid
Obviously,
chicken.
obviously the natural. What would be the price on that?
So natural is going to be a bit more expensive at 20. The one that is like hormone injected is around 15.
Okay, I'm gonna do the $20 natural chicken,
Okay.
and then sorry, let me write this in so I don't forget. And then I will make my way back to the studio, and I would like to prep 3 veggies. I have a list here. I would like to prep carrots, celery, and onion, and cut them all up and prepare them.
Alright, so go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check to cut up the carrots and the celery.
Nat 20.
Nat 20? Okay, perfect. Perfectly cut up.
perfect.
Whatchamacallit. You're having a hard time finding the onions in the pantry area. Would you like to try and like look a little bit deeper, or would you like to try and like source them from other locations?
I'll just make my way back to the market and buy one.
Okay, so one onion's gonna run you about 3 gold, depending on what it is. What kind of onion are you looking for?
Thomas, I just read the phrase.
Just a white onion.
Alright,
I
3
think
gold
I
for a
spelled
white
celery
onion.
wrong. Okay. And then, as part of my preparation for this meal, I am going to boil water and put my carrots, celery, or my chicken in it. Sorry, my chicken in the water.
Oh,
The whole
you're gonna boil the whole chicken in there. Okay.
Yes, I'm making a broth,
Okay.
essentially.
All right. So go ahead and give me.
I believe that's how you do it, right? I'm not
that-
stupid.
that is
Yeah.
genuinely a good way to make broth. Yeah.
Okay.
My mom makes chicken broth with all like the leftover shit that people don't eat off the chicken, and just like she puts it in a big pot.
I do that too. Yeah. You can use the whole bird as well. It's like perfectly
Right.
fine. So give me a.
I was gonna do that with my cow, but I think it'd take too long.
I don't think you have a pot big enough. Give me a survival nature.
Bathtub, maybe.
Yeah, give me a survival or nature check, just to kind of like boil the thing.
I will be doing nature.
I have a feeling people are gonna call me out
That
for
is
like
a 19.
19. Okay, so you got the chicken set to boil there, and it's just kind of like off on the back burner, getting ready.
And then for my last ingredient, I would like to see if we have any chicken bouillon.
Chicken bouillon.
Bouillon, yes, in the studio.
Alright, there is in fact chicken bouillon there. Would you like to gather that?
Yes.
Okay, and is that all of the ingredients you need thus far?
Yes.
Alright. Moving on to Thomas. What are you cooking?
We're going to cook my father's famous baked ziti. So here's what I'm going to need to do. The first thing I need to do is bake some ziti noodles. However, I know I need to find the noodles. I'm going to search the kitchen for ziti noodles.
Alright. Unfortunately, there are no ZD noodles to be found, but you do find flour.
Flour. I'm not going to be able to make noodles myself. I go to the marketplace.
Alright. A good old decently sized box of ZD noodles runs you about 1 gold.
1 gold? Okay, bet. Fucking, I get those.
Alright, so you got your ZD.
I'm gonna get that boiling because I don't have a lot of time to do this. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run to the pasture.
You're going
Oh,
to the
no.
pasture, okay.
Into the pasture!
Alright, so you get into the, you walk into the woods, you find where a large cow or a large bovine animal had been slaughtered, and there's just, like, blood everywhere. What are you looking for specifically?
Is the nice cow there?
I'm looking for a boar.
Alright, you're looking for a boar. Okay, so there's unfortunately no boar in this area here. Would you like to keep looking around?
No, I can't go that far with the water boiling. Is there any pigs in the area?
Alright, just on the tree line, you notice some, like, wild pigs just sort of, like, struffling around the foliage looking for something to eat.
I'm gonna make my way to the pigs slowly and carefully.
Alright, either animal handling or stealth check.
Let's do... hold on, I need to go back up and find my sheet. in Discord. Stealth check. 12?
Then I can do the noises for the pig if you want me to.
Please do.
Okay.
Alright.
Just let me know when you need him.
Alright, so as you're sort of walking along, you said a 12?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you're able to get fairly close, but you're not right up on him. The pig just sort of, just kind of like, lifts up his head as cutting out from digging. He's kind of looking around. He doesn't see you yet.
I got my you know, big chef's knife, and then I got a little steak knife. I'm gonna pull out the steak knife and I'm gonna try to throw it at the board to hit an artery and fucking kill it.
Okay. Okay, give me a...
It's going Rambo style.
Before this, I take a little bit of mud and I wipe it across my eyes.
directly across your eyes, right?
Oh man.
Not across the eyes themselves, but the eyelids, you know, open it up and you just hear the fucking Mandalorian theme.
Alright, go ahead and give me a...
Come on, baby.
I guess roll to attack for this, to throw the knife.
You are my prettiest dice set. Do not fuck this up. 4.
A 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get to throwing the knife, and you just go, ha! And then it just kind of like lands 2 feet from the boar, and the boar just kind of like gets startled a little bit. And he starts like running around, circling the area.
I chased the boar!
You start chasing the pig? Okay. Alright,
Or the
so...
pig, excuse me.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and start the combat encounter.
Yes.
We are fucking
Alright, so, the boar is kind of like... The boar is now circling you, around you, Thomas. What are you planning to do?
Okay, I'm gonna have to stop this boar. I'm gonna look for,
Wait, why do we keep saying boar? It's just a regular pig. I guess
It's a fucking pig.
It doesn't matter.
Same genus.
I
Does it
am
work?
going to find the place where the boar is not gonna see me running in the circle and kind of insert myself into there. And I'm gonna try to stop it with my bare hands.
Alright, so go ahead and give
Oh,
me a
shit.
stealth check.
Okay. 11. Hot.
Alright,
Hey, pigs can't even look up. They got bad perception.
Oh, thanks for rooting for me.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're able to crouch down, but you're unaware if the pig can see you yet. Yeah, like, you're unaware if it noticed you sort of, like, hunker down.
Okay.
Do you have one more thing you want to try before your turn's up?
I'm going. I'm gonna take my chef's knife and I'm gonna plunge it into the ground where it's running, and kind of screw it into the ground and see if it can run over it.
Okay.
Ooh.
So while you
Maybe trip it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll something here. Okay. I assume an 8 doesn't hit, right?
It doesn't.
Okay, so he's gonna go ahead and... So he's going to attempt to charge at you, but you kind of get a sense of he's just kind of like trying to like do an intimidation thing. Doesn't quite work, so you kind of hold fast. And how does difficult terrain work here?
You now face
Your movement is half.
Horaloo!
Okay, so yeah, he's
I believe your movement is half, and you have disadvantage on dexterity checks to
I guess I
like,
don't think this is
brawl
applicable
or something.
I don't think this is applicable for a charge thing. So he kind of like runs forward at you and kind of like stumbles a little bit on your knife.
Or
And
a
that'll
dex
be
saving throws.
yeah. Let's hear. Yeah, actually, we'll give him a dex saving throw. Oh, well, that's
What is
for
that
the pig.
disadvantage?
Well, we'll ignore the other one. Well, okay, so yeah, then the pig's like hoof catches on the knife in the ground and just kind of like and like somersaults over.
Okay.
Alright, so the
It's my turn?
yes,
Or-
the pig is on the ground now.
Got it. I'm gonna rush towards the pig. My attempt is to grab it and pick it up and then fucking fling it and body slam it
Alright.
into the
Like
ground.
above your head, like
Yeah, I'm gonna pick it up above the head and I'm just gonna boom slam it into the ground.
Alright, give me a strength check to try and initiate that grapple.
you got good strength, don't you?
Oh, that's cocked. Hold up. That's cocked too. Holy shit. Well, maybe I should have taken one of the. It's 6. You're going just fucking shadow realm.
Pigs are weak.
Alright, you said 6?
6.
Alright, so you kind of like wrap your arms around this thing's body as you try to like lift it up, but then it just sort of like noodles its way out of your arms in a weird
Oh,
way.
don't do that! Don't do that!
Alright. So
No.
does a 15 hit?
It does.
Alright, so as this thing is sort of like noodling its way out of your arms, its like legs are going like flap flap flap, and it like kicks you a little bit in the chest. So go ahead and take 4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. We can work with this. I'm down to 13.
Alright, and then the pig is also going to use an action to stand up there, so it's your turn now.
Okay, as it stands up, I'm gonna get ready again. I'm gonna punch this thing right in his forehead.
Oh, what the hell?
You're going to punch it in its forehead. Okay, roll the hit.
I am a barbarian at heart.
True.
Oh! That would be an 18.
18, okay. You hear like a very woody thwack as you punch this thing square in the head. Go ahead and roll damage.
Would that be unarmed strike?
Unarmed strike, yeah.
Isn't that just a set attack?
Is it?
Oh, it's your strength modifier +1, I think. Unless you're proficient in unarmed strikes, which I don't know. Are you?
I don't think he
I
is.
have a saving throw +3 for strength.
Okay, yeah, we'll count that. Go ahead and...
Okay, so that'd be like a 4.
Okay.
Yeah, that means you're probably proficient in it, right?
Yeah.
We're flying by the seat of our pants for this.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, one square
Pin started a
punch to
forest
the-
on fire.
It's still going,
Actually,
it's still
question-
going, by the
yeah.
way. In the background of this right now, you're fighting the pig with like a burning forest behind you.
It looks cool as hell.
This is all that I wanted!
Ah!
Alright, I'm assuming 11 doesn't hit Thomas, right?
Oh, my armor class is 11, so it does.
Not how I roll it. You have to break it.
Okay.
So yeah, so he goes to like chomp at you with his like teeth, but it doesn't actually like bite down very hard. He doesn't get a good grip, so it kind of like slides off.
Your
you.
gums.
Yep. Alright,
Okay.
Thomas,
We're going for another unarmed strike.
you're gonna beat this fucking pig to death.
I'm gonna
with
beat
your
this
bare
fucking pig. I'm tenderizing this meat. Why do you do this to me? Why?
Okay, 5 unfortunately is not going to hit as you like go to strike him again on the face, but like you catch like one of the harder parts of his bones as your fist just kind of deflects off. I assume an 18 hits.
It does.
Okay, so this thing's gonna like try to buck you with his face, so you're gonna go ahead and take 1 hit of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Down to 12. I can take it. I can take it.
You're fine.
Another unarmed strike.
Another unarmed strike, let's go.
Fucking 19, baby.
19, okay, so that was like -4 again.
Oh. Yep.
Alright, Thomas, give me a good hearty, like, pig being punched in the face noise.
There you go.
Alright, there.
Oh,
alright,
am me punching the pig or the pig getting punched?
the pig is getting punched.
Okay.
Alright, so yeah, this thing is like now kind of like a little woozy. You can see its like stride is trying to like keep itself standing upright. Huh, okay, it's a bit annoying. I gotta roll calamity dice now.
Getting sticky.
um... Okay, that's not bad. Alright, so, the pig kind of like drudges its feet forward and it goes to charge you again, but it misses you and starts like running directly into a tree, and like knocks itself a little bit with some bludgeoning damage. All right, so this thing is like on the ropes now. I'll be totally honest.
I'm gonna try to finish this pig off. It's done enough. Its meat is tenderized. I'm gonna pick up the knife from the ground that I put into the ground, and I'm gonna rush towards the pig and try to go straight for the head. Oh shit! I gotta roll for that, don't I?
Yeah, roll the hit.
That's what we're doing. Oh, 16.
16. Okay, so yeah, you go ahead and plunge the thing into the pig's head, and go ahead and Finn, give me a dying pig noise.
You're so uninspired, bro.
Alright. And with that,
That's it,
Thomas,
heaving.
Thomas, you
I'm
have
gonna look
successfully killed the pig.
into the air. I get it, brother. The blood on your hands will provide the feast. And I take the boar's blood and I wipe it across my eyes, same as the mud. And then just like that, I pick up the pig and I head back towards the studio.
I'm starting to realize that maybe I'm the only fucking in this fucking competition.
Alright. So, Thomas, you now have a dead pig from the forest.
As Thomas comes back into the studio, I'm just gonna like nod at him.
The live studio audience is mortified right now. They don't know what to think.
Sit over there. Keep rolling. Keep rolling.
Keep rolling good.
What are you doing? Don't turn the cameras
Dude, his
off.
friend is covered in dry blood now.
It's basically dry now, yeah.
I did dip my hands in like a vat of water, I'd say, to like kind of get some of that.
Whoa.
So
he's
yeah,
really
as
putting
I-
the work in.
If I have a little bit of extra time with my turn, I like to, as I enter the studio, where the fuck's my layer? I really hope it's not Brent's layer. Oh, whatever.
I don't think you can draw on other people's layers.
I have no idea.
Okay. I know we have canned tomatoes and we have olive oil. I need to. First off, I'm gonna wash myself. I'm gonna wash my hands and everything. My face, I'm not gonna change. This is a crime I've committed.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna wash everything and make it sterile. I'm then. Do we have mozzarella in the studio?
We have some basic mozzarella.
Okay, and then do we have some Parmesan?
Like, what kind of Parmesan?
The Parmesan you can shred on top of something.
Like the pre-shredded stuff?
If I have to shred it, I will, but like either works.
Okay, there's like a very like cheap looking can of like shaky cheese there.
Okay, I take that and I take the canned tomatoes.
Yep.
And I'm ready to prepare this thing.
You're ready to go?
Yeah.
Alright. So, Finn,
Yeah.
After watching Thomas come back with a fresh kill, you notice that Brent is also like pretty much ready to go. What all are you trying to do here with your final dinner?
All right. First things first. I'm gonna attempt to harvest all the ribs of this cow. I'm gonna set up some prime rib
Okay.
action.
Go ahead and give me
Cows
a...
have 6 ribs. Is that true?
I think they have more
Chef.
than 6 ribs.
I'm gonna get 6 of his ribs.
Chef,
Mhm.
I will be right back.
That's
Just
fine.
letting you know.
That's good. Alright, so go ahead and give me a survival check to try and, like, carve all of the stuff off.
Natural 1.
You somehow shattered, the entire ribcage, which is honestly impressive, given
my God.
given the force applicable here.
I'm gonna scream.
Alright, what's plan B, Finn?
Oh, that was my entire fucking play. Okay. Is there any meat harvestable?
There's
from
plenty,
this-
there's
from that?
plenty of meat harvestable, you're just not gonna get the ribs, unfortunately.
Can I like slice the meat off the ribs?
You can
Like the remaining meat?
if I get a sleight of hand check.
Okay. We're trying to get the remaining meat off the ribs, like the rib meat without bone shards in it, hopefully. Fuck. God. Sleight of hand? 5.
5? Okay, so you're able to get, like, quite a few offcuts from there, but there's unfortunately quite a bit of, like, bone fragment in there.
Can I spend some time picking the bone fragments out? I don't know. Is that like something that I could do?
So that kind of moves more into, like, the prep phase.
Okay.
Thing,
We'll
'cause
do that
like,
during prep then. It's
that-
5 for now.
Yeah, because, I guess this so you're gathering your ingredients now, and, like, within reason, you're able to, like, get them ready to be cooked, but unfortunately, I think that's going to take too much time if you try to meticulously pick it out right now.
Okay. So in that case, I'm gonna try to find a couple ingredients. First of all, I'm gonna try to find pepper, again, pepper rub if I can, paprika, garlic powder, and then assorted herbs.
Okay. So you're able to find the pepper, you're able to find the garlic.
I think I had the paprika from earlier. Is that do I
yeah.
just keep that?
Yeah, you'll just keep that. Now, when you say assorted herbs, like, are you talking fresh herbs or dried?
Right.
Okay, so yeah, that'll be within your spice cabinet, so you have access to assorted herbs there.
Excellent. So I got all of those. Then I'm going to look for ketchup or any like tomato sauce, like sweet tomato ketchup, ideally. But
Alright,
if they
so
don't have
yeah,
that,
you do have ketchup. There's also, noticed in one of the cabinets, some tomato paste and just, like, straight up, like, pureed tomatoes in a can.
okay, ketchup's fine. I'm gonna look for some rice or apple cider vinegar.
Let me roll something here. Alright, yeah, you find a decent jug of apple cider vinegar in the cabinet.
And then I'm looking for some brown sugar and some chili powder.
Okay, so chili powder is going to be in the spice cabinet there, so I'll give you that one. Brown sugar is going to be a bit more... Okay, you find a thing of brown sugar.
Excellent. And then I assume I have salt and pepper, like...
Yeah, the salt and pepper is at the ready.
Okay. In that case, I am ready.
Alright, you're ready to go?
Yep.
Brent, I assume you're still gone?
No, I'm here. I'm back.
Alright. So, with that being said, everyone's ready in their cooking phase, so you guys can go ahead and get started.
Okay, so these ribs are not on the rib, so I don't know if they count as ribs, but...
Brent, your chicken in a pot is starting to boil over a little bit. How would you like to address that?
I would like. I'm gonna check, see if my vegetables, you know, soft, and if my chicken is like, if my broth is like, if it's brothy enough. I don't know.
Okay, give me a survival or perception check to taste your broth.
Let me look at my stats here quick.
I keep hitting my Clip Studio Paint hotkeys that, like, do nothing or do weird things in this program. It's throwing me off.
It's a 4.
A 4. Okay. So the broth itself, you can't really taste it because the water is like super hot. And it might be getting to the point of like being a bit overcooked right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna immediately turn stove and take out the chicken, or I'm gonna drain the water and then take out the chicken and then put the vegetables, like keep the vegetables in the pot still, for the time being to let them cool a little bit.
Okay.
And then I'm going to start peeling and cutting down. I would into like larger cubes, not necessarily perfect, just trying to chop it.
You're trying to mince the meat?
Yes,
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check for that.
that will be a 12.
Okay, yeah, you're able to cube it up pretty easily without incident. Gonna check in with Thomas here. What are you starting off with your big ziti?
All right, you know how I had that boiling ziti? Now I'm placing the ziti within the pan. As you can see by me putting all these legs here. This is the ziti.
Okay.
The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make that pork into a sausage. I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't quite know how to do that, but it's a little bit of imaginary fun to just bam, boom, bing, sausage.
All right,
you know?
before-
Like cooking in Breath of the Wild.
Before you get to before you get to sausage making, I'm gonna have you give me a what's it called? Give me a dexterity save. Well, give me what's it called? Sleight of hand check to try and like take all of the pasta out of the boiling water and put it in the pan.
Oh, that's a 18.
18. Okay, so you do that pretty much without incident.
Just like my papa told me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, next up is for butchery. Go ahead
Okay.
and... So, the sausage making is pretty in-depth, actually.
If I have to make continuous rolls, fuck it, let's do this.
Alright, so I'm gonna have you make several rolls for a different stage of the process. First of which is you're gonna need the intestine. So,
Okay.
give me a survival check or sleight of hand of your choosing to try and like...
Natural 20. Survival.
Alright.
Bulb.
All right, you're able to get the intestines out. Now you gotta kind of like.
The
flush-
audience is horrified at
Yeah,
how
no,
clean
this is
they
actually
did
like
this.
probably the most visceral reaction you've gotten from the audience. So now you're gonna have to try and like purge and clean out the intestines. So
Okay.
go ahead and tell me how you think that works.
Basically, I'm gonna cut the intestines into sectional things. We're using the littler intestines, not the giant, big intestine. And then we're probably gonna lose flavor with the water, so I'm just gonna take a brush, like a straw cleaner, and kind of hustle that shit out of there and clean that bitch up.
So yeah, you're just gonna. Okay, so I think I know what you're trying to describe here.
Yes.
Give me another survival check.
Oh fuck, that's a 9.
Okay, so you found the intestines are kind of a lot more delicate than you would have imagined. There's a few rips and tears,
Shit.
as well as you don't necessarily know if you're like flushing them out properly as you're sort of cleaning them. But we will come back to you in your sausage making adventure. Finn, how's your ribs in quotes coming along?
So first things first, I've laid out my 2 or my 3, or I guess I'm just drawing 3, but it's gonna be 6 strips of ribbed meat. I'm gonna spend a portion of a time trying to pick the bones out, if I can.
Okay, so go ahead and give me we'll say that's a survival check. Actually, survival or investigation of your choice.
Okay, 9 total for survival.
Okay. You think you got most of it out.
Okay, that's fine with me. I'm then going to start heavily seasoning both sides with salt, pepper, paprika, garlic powder, and the dry herbs. I'm making a dry rub,
Yep.
and I'm gonna lay that all out and heavily season both sides, and of all 6 of the strips.
All right. All right. Anything else you want to throw on there?
Right now, I would like to. I know it's not the collect phase anymore, but could I take some time to go and look for bacon strips?
Roll me okay, first off, are you doing that in the studio or are you going to try to leave the studio?
I'll check what we have in stock first.
Okay. Give me a investigation check.
15.
15. Okay, you find some like decent applewood smoked bacon here.
Oh, yes. Okay, I'm going to start frying up that bacon then.
All right. So
In a pan.
all right, go ahead and give me a history check just to make sure you're cooking the bacon correctly.
15 again.
15.
Or,
Okay.
yeah. Sorry, 14 because it's history.
All right. Pretty straightforward there. You got some nice bacon frying. All right, we're gonna go back over to Brent, see how his soup's doing.
So once I finished chopping my chicken, I should have mentioned this, but when I drained my broth, drained it down the drain, I put it in a separate pot. I did not just get rid of my broth that I spent forever.
Okay. I'm glad I'm glad you clarified that. I'm gonna change a note I wrote down.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I should have probably been more specific, because me saying, "Oh, I drained my broth," sounds like sink and dumped my broth down the sink. Anyway, and then, so I will take my cut up chicken and I will put it into the broth, and then I will go over and I will chop up the carrots, celery. Well, it's already chopped, so I will then put that in the pot as well, I suppose.
All right.
'Cause
Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand to like pick up and put all your vegetables in the pot.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't even make a splash. Just all of it in there as neatly as possible. Okay. Thomas, how's the ziti?
All right, here's where we're at. Noodles in there. To the sausages I have made, fried up, cut into chunks, and then thrown them into the ziti.
All right. Can I get a sleight of hand check to see how well you cut up them sausage? Oh wait,
I cut
hang
up
on.
them sausage.
Wait, hold on. We haven't made the sausage yet, actually.
What can I use that 15 I just rolled?
Alright, you can use that 15. Alright, so next up is grinding of the meat there. So,
Which this will be grounded
it's ground...
at the end of the day.
So it's going to be ground sausage in there?
Yeah, but I'm gonna take the sausage as it's made and put it through a grinder.
Alright.
Yeah.
So you have to grind the meat and then stuff it into the intestine, and then you're saying you gotta grind up the sausage after you make that, right? That's what all you're doing?
Yep.
Alright, okay, for clemency, we're gonna have that 15 say you made the sausage and the sausage turned out pretty well. Alright, next up is you're gonna try to force it back into the grinder.
Yes.
So give me a strength check, because you now gotta, like, force the intestine.
Natural one.
So, I gotta roll something here. Okay. So, Thomas.
Yeah.
You kind of didn't tighten down the KitchenAid well enough, to the point of after the first round of grinding, the bolts kind of loosened, and so as you're stuffing the sausages back into the grinder, the front end of the KitchenAid that you're using just kind of like snaps off and just kind of like spills all over the place. So there's like ground sausage casing and just slices everywhere on the floor.
Okay, what sausage is left on the table?
Okay, so there's three decent sausages left on the table, unground.
Okay. I am just gonna take those sausages, and it's not part of the recipe, but I'm just gonna chop those up and throw them in. I'm not gonna ground them anymore.
Alright, sleight of hand to chop up the sausage.
Oh, fuck. Oh, thank God. 18.
Alright, Alright, you're able to cut a decent amount of them to fill out the recipe step there, and then we're gonna come back to you after all of that.
Jesus.
Alright, Finn, so, remind me, what did you do?
So last time I made my rub, my dry rub, I guess I picked the bones out of my ribs.
Mhm.
I made the dry rub, and then I cooked up some bacon I got from things.
Yep.
So right now I'm gonna start wrapping each rib with bacon around the sides,
Oh, that's interesting.
and then I'm going to get started on a pot of boiling water. I'm going to put in some ketchup, the apple cider vinegar, the chili powder, and the brown sugar, as well as salt and pepper. And I'm gonna mix up a big vat of barbecue sauce.
Okay, give me a survival or nature check to mix up the sauce.
Was it possible to roll this many 4s? 7 total.
7 total? Okay.
For
It's the-
nature.
Alright, it's the approximation of barbecue sauce. It doesn't, like, taste offensive, but it doesn't kind of blow you away.
Okay, that's sad. But, okay. After that is done, I suppose.
Okay.
I'm going. Do I have time to do one more thing? While it's cooking, I suppose.
Yeah, but, so, if that's, like, kind of the last thing you're planning on doing, I'm gonna go circle back around to Brent, and then this will be the last round of check-ins.
I have one more thing I'd like to do.
Alright, yeah, we'll swing back around.
But we'll come back. Okay, that's fine.
Alright, Brent, what's some finalized steps you think you can do?
After I've mixed all my ingredients, I'm going to do a little sample test of it and kind of gauge how much of the chicken bouillon I will need to really kind of like maximize the flavor of.
Give me a perception check.
That would be a 14.
14. Okay. You get a sense that you get a good sense of like how much bouillon you can throw in there.
And then I will. I think it seems to be ready.
You think you're done? You don't want to do anything
Yep.
extra there?
I can't really think of anything else I'd want to do.
Alright, so moving on to Thomas. So you got your sausage in there, you got your big ZD set up. What else are you throwing in?
The 3 last things we needed to do. I'm gonna drain the canned tomatoes and just add the tomato bits to it. Salt them as usual.
Mhm.
I'm going to put the mozzarella on top, and I'm gonna throw that bitch in the oven to cook.
Alright, throwing it into the oven. I guess give me a
Olive oil too in it, but yeah.
Give me a dexterity check to kind of like slop the tomatoes in there without spilling.
Natural 1.
You unfortunately spill a good portion of your tomatoes all over the top, sides, and countertop of your thing. How do you want to address that?
I just scoop the tomatoes and just throw them into the pan.
Just kind of like very
Haphazardly.
unceremoniously scoop them in. Okay.
You know, at first when I was using shapes to make the drawing for this dish, I was like, man, I'm cheating, but like it's working. And now with it cheaply being made, I'm like, damn, this makes sense, doesn't it?
Okay. So that's in the oven cooking now, and you're just kind of watching it. Finn, what is your final step in preparation?
So, before I get my meal prepped, I'm going to run to the supply cabinet and try to find a tankard or a mug.
Give me a investigation check.
That would be intelligence. 13.
13. Okay, you find a nice old wooden mug.
Do we have a barrel of mead or ale or beer or anything like that?
So there's a 6-pack of Mordello and a couple like
I got Mordella in this entry? Damn, bro.
yeah, there's some like cheap beer and stuff like that. Nothing like in a giant cask or anything.
There's no ales or anything?
Not really an ale in the studio.
Or a
no.
mead? No meat either.
No meat for right now.
Okay, that's fine. I will crack open a Modelo. I'm actually wearing a Modelo shirt right now.
We're sponsored, by the way.
Oh, of course you're wearing a medal.
And I'm gonna fill up the tankard with the Modelo
Alright.
and bring that back. That will sit next to my dish. I'm then gonna plop down the ribs onto the plate and pour the barbecue sauce over top. And it is ready.
Alright, give me one final dexterity check to pour the sauce.
Come on, baby, don't fail me now. 5 total.
5. Okay, it could be more pleasant. Some of it is kind of peeling off the plate a little bit, but you managed to get the sauce on the plate to begin with.
That's, that'll have to do.
Alright. So, do you want to take time to draw the mug, or do you think it's just...
I do really quickly. It'll take me 1 second.
Go ahead and do that. And while you're doing your presentation... Sorry. Yeah, we can't go reverse order because you're doing your thing. Brent, we'll go in normal order.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I forgot that I'm supposed to be presenting my food. So I made a home-style chicken soup. Made the broth using the chicken and the vegetables, and then after I let that boil and the broth kind of build up, I then took the chicken, cut it up, and then added all the ingredients
Alright.
to help like spice up the flavoring.
And very simple presentation. Can't go wrong with a good hearty chicken soup. Okay. And Thomas, go ahead and tell
Hey,
me
baby.
about. Go ahead and tell me about your parents' baked ziti.
I take it out of the oven and I put it on top. And while at first to the audience it seems that like, oh yeah, it's like baked ziti, you see specks of dirt, dust, and debris contained within the pasta. But it does look like baked ziti. Baked ziti, you take the ziti noodles, you oil them up, slather them in, you put in sausage, tomato, no tomato sauce, and you put mozzarella on top, and it makes this incredibly good filling meal that you will definitely go back for seconds, and you'll definitely won't stop eating it until you're more than full.
Oh yeah.
Very good, very good. Finn, are you almost done drawing your mug?
I'm just about there.
It's a very frothy Mordello.
Indeed. Thank God this
Sponsored by
program
him.
is a
He's gotta
blend
make 'em-
tool.
We're sponsored by them. He's got to make it look
He's got to make it look presentable.
frothier. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for me in the editing room having to censor Mordello every time we say it because I'm not actually sponsored.
Okay, now I'm gonna just move this up to there. A little smaller. Boom. All right, I am ready.
All right, Finn, go ahead and tell me about your food.
So right here we have prime rib with a paprika, garlic powder, and herb rye rub, wrapped in apple smoked bacon, with a homemade barbecue sauce drizzled on top, and an ice cold beer right next to it. A tavern classic.
It really is. It really is. All right, so I'm gonna.
I decided to go to last time I went kind of bougie with the meal. I figured I'd go back to some roots and show that you can use a cow to make anything really.
Oh yeah, and I looking over at the table, you have plenty more cow left.
Oh, and I will use it.
Yeah, we'll get you some Tupperware to put that some bitch
Oh,
in.
we're gonna go to dessert round. We're beef dessert or some shit.
Ew.
He's gonna somehow.
Yeah.
Like, all right,
Tallow, I don't know.
he's gonna like make gelatin.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So all very good dishes, all very good dinners. I'm gonna go ahead and tally up all of the points and aspects about this. Right away, Finn,
Yeah.
your ribs are a little mealy. I'll be honest. You didn't quite get all of the bone fragments out of there.
You know, I'm sorry I tried, but I figured either way, you got a strong mouth. You can probably take it, right?
Yeah.
Got a strong mouth.
Ew.
How would you know? How would you know that? How would
How
you
would you
know
know
that?
that?
Well, we're not. It's TV. We can't say some things.
All right, Thomas. Very ambitious to try and like make sausages, like off the rip. And you know, I think it took a lot of like courage to go out into the woods after Finn set it ablaze and killed some
Which-
random animal.
By the way, we should really get on that. Over half the forest is gone.
I probably listen.
And that's the last time I checked.
The forest will come back stronger.
It's actually true.
We live in California, right, guys?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yes.
So I think the baked CD is a nice hearty dinner and everything. But I think you probably could have just looked for some pre-made sausage. I'll be honest. Great idea to do.
Look at the pig carcass.
Great, great idea to try and source fresh ingredients, but sausage making is a game of patience more than anything. All right, and
Very true.
Moving on to Brent. I love soup. You guys know this. I pretty much make soup at every opportunity I can, and so when you came out here with a nice hearty chicken soup, I was gonna instantly be impressed. But some of your preparation was a little bit suspect. I got kind of worried when you almost poured the broth down the sink. But at the same time, it's a double-edged sword making just regular soup, because like comparing it to the other stuff, you know, baked CD is a labor of love. Like it has all sorts of different things in there. Despite the mealiness, Finn still went above and beyond, slaughtering an entire cow and making it a point to try and use the whole thing. So, chicken soup, a genuine classic, but isn't the most unique when compared to the other lineup of dinners we have. So, with all that being said, the winner of the lore-accurate Foggle and Friends cook-off, and yes, I changed the name again.
Oh god.
Is, drum roll please.
I'm doing it, but it's probably not coming across.
Oh, I just knocked something over. You better hurry up.
Alright, Finn wins.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh no! I want to thank my mother. I want to thank my the
Smash
cow.
a bottle over Finn's head.
Fall down.
Also, I just realized, Finn, you were supposed to be rolling disadvantage on all your dexterity checks from the
That's
third
true.
round. Fuck.
I don't think I really made any dex
I think-
checks. I think I made maybe one,
Maybe
and I
two.
did forget then.
No,
But I
it's
think
my
the one
fault.
I think the dex one that I rolled, not advantage,
Yo,
on, I
bottle
rolled
of
like a 4 anyway.
Disqualified. No. I'm kidding.
No, that's my fault. I'm a bad DM.
No, I should have been keeping track of it as well. I'm so bad with that.
Alright. Anyway, thank you guys so much for participating. Finn, you hold the title of Foggle and Friends Master Chef. I don't remember what I initially called it, but yeah. Next time we do this, I hope you all return.
I will wear this title
That is
proudly.
fun. I want to watch. I want to be part of the audience.
I will
Yeah.
fight for that title.
Thank you all for watching. Thomas, Brent, Finn, thank you for being contestants. And yeah, we will see you all later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.